feel good. Found exclusively at independent Ferris dealers.
What does strength in numbers mean to you? At Covenant Health, it means we see nearly 2.2 million visits annually. It means our 13,000 dedicated experts are all working together for a common goal. With over 150 locations throughout East Tennessee, you'll always find an open door to care, because we are committed to being the first, best, and strongest choice for the one number who matters most. You. Covenant Health. Let our strength be yours.
One in 7 people will need a blood transfusion during their life. That's one person every 2 seconds receiving a life-saving product. At Medic Regional Blood Center, we are the primary blood provider for 25 hospitals in 23 East Tennessee and southeastern Kentucky counties. Started in 1958, Medic has been serving Knoxville and the surrounding areas for 66 years. For 1 hour of your time, you can save a life. Visit medicblood.org for more information on blood donation.
Hey, welcome in, hook 'em. I got my Mavs gear on today. Yes, OEB Law, the game was fantastic. I got my OEB Law hat on, representing those Mavericks tonight. We are here tonight on the Scoreboard, a free medical clinic Scoreboard, and it brings you some of the finest athletes in East Tennessee. I'm talking about all around. We have the scores. We know what they are. We're going to be talking to some coaches here soon. I'm hoping to have my special guest on, Coach Kwayu Graham. Hopefully he can make it in tonight. We're excited about today. Welcome to the Free Medical Clinic Show. I'm your host, Coach DJ Pendergrass, and the phone is already ringing. What is going on? The OEB Law game of the week was fantastic. Harriman showed up. Shout out to Coach Tapp and those boys over there. They are doing what they're supposed to do. They knocked off Rockwood pretty convincingly tonight. And there was also some other great games. Lenore City takes down Clinton 15-14. What a game. And the unexpected happened. Farragut knocks off Oak Ridge 28-13. A 1-5 Farragut knocks down Oak Ridge, who has been towering through their opponents, figuring it out late, but this time they came up short. Great game to watch, but we didn't expect Oak Ridge to fall short like that. Some great games. Gibbs versus Knox Carter. Gibbs went on ahead and won that game. Elizabethan 49-20 over Northview. Saudi Daisy versus East Ridge 42-0. Union County knocks down Scott 30-29. So there was some awesome games out today, and there was some blowouts out today. Brentwood Academy and Knox Catholic, who played yesterday, 63-26. But I do want to give a shout out to my boy Kaysen Jenkins. Kaysen Jenkins had a great game yesterday. It was a big blowout. Wasn't expecting that. It was on TV yesterday, live prime time. The lights were shining, and Brentwood was just a little bit too much for Catholic. But we got a lot of great things going on. Here, you can have your kid right here on TV. All you have to do is send in your highlights. And I'm going to remember, this is the way we should, not like this. We don't shoot like this. We shoot them like this. I need those highlights. Send those highlights in. I want to see your kids' highlights tonight. I don't care if your team won or lost. Let's send in those highlights. We need those highlights. It is imperative that you send in those highlights so we can, of course, I don't have anybody on the line. Okay. Now, Knox off Seymour 35-7. Cox is not here tonight, and I'm a little bit upset because he promised me that he was going to bring me some Fulton gear, and I was expected to wear Fulton gear tonight, but that's okay because the OEB Law game of the week was a showdown in Roden County, one of the longest rivalry in the state of Tennessee, 106 games. I don't know if this made 107 or not, but still the longest rivalry. But Harriman knocked them boys down, and it was it looked like a massacre out there, to be honest. The final score did look like a massacre. Hey, we're going to talk about some college sports here coming up soon, but Corns knocks down Campbell County 32-26, and it looks like the man, the myth, the legend has showed up. You will hear from Coach Kwayu Graham, the guru. Graham's Gridiron Guidance will go live right here, so make sure you guys call in, ask Coach all the questions. If anybody has the answers, he does. And for you guys that haven't found the plug yet to get into those colleges, maybe one of these highlights will spark something for Coach Graham, and they may be able to send something off for you. Guys, this is the free medical clinic, and we're excited to be here. And just a few points about the free medical clinic. If you don't have any health insurance, you can count on free medical clinic to help you with your medical needs. Just go to fmcor.org and get your first appointment. Now, there is never a charge for a doctor's visit at FMC. So the free medical clinic, there will never be a charge. They do a lot of great things, and look who it is, the man who put me on TV.
Well.
This is my plug right here.
All right.
How you doing, Coach?
All right, my man. How you doing?
I'm blessed, man. Thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If anybody knows football, you know football.
Not a little bit.
Oh, yeah, you know football. I got Jonathan Cox out. He messaged and said, I'm just going to go on vacation. So last second, he took a vacation.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, you got to enjoy yourself, right?
That's right. That's right.
Derek Jett joins us normally, but we knew he wasn't going to be here tonight because
he played out in nowhere, didn't he?
Whitwell,
way out in nowhere.
And he said after that game, he's going on vacation too.
That's good. Smart man.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Smart man.
Went to the game. I'm waiting on that final score. Do we have a final score for the Olive Springs Whitwell game? I know it's 14-14 at one time. 28-21 last we heard. Coach, tell us some games that you caught today. What was eye-catching to you? Who looks good? Who looks out?
Well, I mean, at this time of the season, it's teams are trying to find their niche, trying to find who's fitting. I went to the Oak Ridge game versus Farragut. Was very impressed with Farragut. They came in and they looked like old Farragut. You can't tell from the record.
Right.
They last couple of games, you can say whenever you have a new coach, it takes some time. Even though he's a coach that was, his father was the coach there for years, so he was kind of bred to be in that position. So, but still, it takes time. Watched their game with Oak Ridge, another good team. Oak Ridge got from that game. Oak Ridge has to play 4 quarters. I talked to Coach Rang earlier today. We was talking about the All-Star game stuff and just texting, and I just told him, I said, Jefferson County game, great second half.
Yeah.
Powell game, great first half.
Right.
Clinton game, great second half. Central game, great second half.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he said if we can ever just put a full game together, and I think they're still working on that. Kept up with my 2 buddies, Stanton Stevens and Coach Pankey, Austin East and Clinton. Yeah. I mean, and Kingston.
Yeah.
And just really was impressed that Austin East put some points up.
Yeah.
They were 40. I think it was 49-35.
Oh wow!
So I've been trying to keep up with the Herman Rockwood game. I knew that was going to be a good game, so I kind of kept it. That was on TV as well, so I could watch that on my phone. And Herman Seem like they're finding some things. So I thought Rockwood doesn't have a bad team.
They don't, but Harriman did take over.
Harriman did. They're doing, Coach Tapp doing a great job there and getting them believing again. And the other game was late. Now, when I got after the Oak Ridge game, I checked in on the Clinton and Lenoir City game. And from my understanding, it was a great game. What I watched a little bit before I came here, late, I don't get into calls of games, but it was some very questionable things that happened. No, I'm not discounting Lenoir City for playing a game and doing what they had to do to win the game.
Right.
But it was just, you don't put yourself in those positions to make judgment calls sometimes. But both teams played hard to the end. I was impressed with both of those teams defensively. It was a defensive game.
That was a 1-point game, wasn't it? 15-14?
15-14, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I did expect Clinton to win that ball game.
Yeah. Well, you're going with experience. Coach Cummins has been there and done it before.
Absolutely.
New team. Whenever you're going through a new team, but although Coach Hammock has been there, he's still in a new position. They're doing a good job of competing.
Right.
And the thing is, what teams like Clinton and Lenoir City know is that any day they can beat anyone.
Right.
So make the playoffs and see what happens.
Absolutely. But Coach, you own it, man. You're doggone. See, the guru right here.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, don't forget to send in those clips. We do want to see some of those highlights. Got a lot of great things coming out of football. Clinton, Lenoir City, like I said, was a shocker to me. Not taking anything away from Lenoir City. I did expect the gas pedal to be pushed a little bit more by Clinton and then dominate that game a little more than they did. I expected the same thing out of Oak Ridge tonight.
Yes.
Out the gate, Farragut took off.
Yes.
98-yard kickoff return. Right out the gate. A few seconds, they got to score. And but the good thing for Oak Ridge, second half, they shut them down.
Yeah.
They didn't score again.
Right.
They went in the half with 28 points, and they ended the game with 28 points.
Right.
Demillion Porter put on a great show, as he always
Getting
does.
better and better each week.
Yes, sophomore, I call him Daylight, Coach, because it don't matter what play you call. When he sees daylight,
he finds it. Yeah,
yes.
He does a good job of picking and finding his way, and he's difficult. He's difficult. You can't gauge his speed. He's a bigger looking guy, but he's very nimble.
Yes,
his feet are he has great feet.
Yeah.
And the more he learns the position and the stronger he gets and explosive, he's gonna be tough to deal with next. You say he's a sophomore?
Yeah, he's a sophomore. Yeah,
next couple of years he'll be tough to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Noble for Farragut. He was outstanding tonight.
Man, I knew about the receivers, Collins and the other one, quarterback, but you're right. Those guys.
Yes.
He was, and Oak Ridge has a pretty good defensive front. Farragut has traditionally been strong up front, but this was a shock.
Yeah,
this was a shock. This was they were physical.
Yes, and Noble was so small.
You don't see him. Kind of like the little kid, my son,
like
the kid at Powell. They're great at picking and explosive enough to where they see it and they go.
Yes.
Some kids tip around, but those guys, that kid hit it and he finds ways to keep his feet moving. He a good run game. Their receivers are explosive, and the quarterback can put the ball where he needs to put it. But that kid there makes a big difference.
Huge difference.
Yes,
and
he
definitely did tonight in the game. And you mentioned Collins. He was outstanding tonight on both sides of the ball, both offense and defense.
He's special.
He is a special kid. Any word on where he's going? Does he have any offers, going to any camps or anything like that?
I'm pretty sure he does. Coach Courtney, the father, the dad, the former coach, does a great job of getting his kids out and pushing them. I'm sure his son, and they have a great program. So I'm pretty sure he does. He'll be a kid that I'm not part of picking the All-Star game team from Knoxville, but I'll be there on Sunday to see who's picking. I'm guaranteeing he'll be one of those kids on that list.
Absolutely. Yeah, he has to be.
Yes.
Very special talent. He was very impressive. 29-28, Oliver Springs is up right now against Whitwell. And they are a lower division in Whitwell, so to win this game will be something big. I tell you what, I'm going to rewind it back to week 2. Let's go to week 1. Week 1, Olive Springs knocked out the defending champs in South Pittsburgh.
Right.
Week 2, they take a trip to Kingston, and Coach Spanky came back, and he wound up knocking those boys off. That was very unexpected.
Right.
And but since then, Olive Springs has been on the road, playing great football. After this week, they have a bye week.
Right.
Next week, they play Cofield.
Right. Coach Harper is one of the coaches in the rivalry showcase game.
Or is he?
Yeah, that was a deserving, and he still doesn't really believe it.
Yeah.
He said, Coach, I haven't got a call from Coach Hunt. I said, Coach Hunt went beating up on teams right now. Don't worry about it. You're good.
Right.
But he told me, he said, Coach, I won't be able to make the meeting on Sundays. As soon as the game's over, I'm going out of town. So he's another one that's going out of town. Vacationing now after. But they're doing a great job. Proud of him. He seemed like he waited forever to get this position, and the wait is always good. You can't discount delay. Because when it comes, and he's doing a great job with that program. They're learning to be a great program, and that's going to be that game in a couple of weeks is going to be one everyone wants to see.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And we talk about Coach Tapp and Oliver Springs. Something interesting that he told me was they take a week off. The entire team takes a week off for spring break. They don't meet up. They don't practice. They actually get to take a week off, and then they come back and get ready for the week of game. How do you feel about that, Coach?
Well, I think it's just you have to know your players. You have to know your team. You have to know your program. And I think it's good because it resets. You have a chance to reset. Some coaches like to get better when you know you're finna make a long playoff run, which in the last couple of years they've been able to compete.
Yes.
So that's good to get them refreshed and come back. Some coaches like to fine-tune fundamentals, and maybe have a day or two. But I think it's great. But you have to know your players. You have to know their focus and know that they understand what the end goal is. And I don't see anything wrong with it if you know your players. And another thing, and if you've been a coach and you know this, for them ladies at home, that's always good for the coaches to have that week just to to show them some time. Cause especially when you know that your season. You pretty much they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to be one of the top seeds in the playoffs, and you know what's going on and what your expectations are. I think it's a good thing to refresh you and get your legs back under because this is a drooling, and they're in classification matters too. They're in a tough region. Every week they have to come out and play somebody.
Absolutely.
So I think it's a good thing.
Yeah. So. Oak Ridge, I'm going to go back to Oak Ridge, Coach, and we'll take a break here in a few. Make sure you guys sending in those highlights. You want to see your guys on TV right at the commercial break. I can start sending those in. You can send them at newsbbb12. What's the email? News at BBBTV12. That's news at BBBTV12.com, or if you're friends with me on Facebook, send them to me, send them to Coach. We'll make sure we get those on. But Oak Ridge, as they was making a towering comeback, as they do in the second half, we had a big playmaker go down in Will Presley. And shortly after that, Jarrell Jimerson goes down.
We lost two players.
I also seen, I don't know the extent of the injury, but I also seen where I call him Mamba. I can't get Justice Crowley.
I noticed he didn't come back in.
He didn't come back in. He came out a little hurt. We don't know exactly what those injuries are, but listening to the podcast that David Clary has, he said the injury seems to be season-ending for Will. What does that do to an Oak Ridge program?
Well, of course it hurts. Presley, I just recently kind of met his father, met his mother, and talked to him one day about recruiting stuff. And it's a joke in that between me and Will about the recruiting things. I know Vanderbilt is crazy about him, and they really like him. But for the team, one of the better players in the state at his position, of course you lose a lot. Not just that, his leadership.
Yes,
he's a guy that he's a junior, but he's definitely one of the leaders on the team. He good, bad, whatever. In every game that I've watched, I noticed that he keeps going. He keeps playing. So that's going to hurt in regards of a leadership position. But you have to have the next man up attitude. Now, they lost 3 guys. I know Crowley has been out just now really getting back in the football period. Yeah, so, but the kid has a talent that's unreal. And they have some other good receivers. Jemison, very proud of that kid.
Yeah.
Very, very proud of him.
Yeah.
He's a kid. He's an X factor. He's a different maker, not just offensively, but defensively.
Yes.
Punt return. So hopefully those kids get back. I hope that they get back. But the problem with that and with Oak Ridge, and it's not a problem, a concern would be that you're playing, 4 games in a row? No break. They already had their bye week.
It's week 2.
So they won't have a chance to get healthy. But when you look at the big picture, I still think they'll win their region.
Mm-hmm.
I still think they'll have a home game, at least 1 or 2 home games in the playoffs. But you want to build your army when they can actually fight small wars.
Absolutely.
All right?
Absolutely.
So someone else is going to have to step up.
Yeah.
Someone else is going to get a chance, and you just don't know how many players are found during this time, So I can't think of number 11's name. He's a good ball player. He's been a starter the whole season.
Washington.
He's been a starter the whole season.
Yes.
He can make plays.
Yes.
You have a bunch of players. You still have
Braden.
Yes. You have
Anthony
Angel, Howard. It's just they still have weapons. Number 8 still in the backfield. I didn't see other Howard, 34. I didn't see him run the ball tonight. I don't know what's going on, if he's injured too. But
he was injured last week for sure.
Okay.
I wish I know what it is. I just can't think of it right now. So maybe he's still healing.
Okay.
And that's why. But they still have Rush Douglas.
And they have everybody. Rush. I call him Dietrich. But they have weapons. And from Oak Ridge, I think I told you this before about Oak Ridge, and I want to challenge these guys because I think they're very good, and that's that front.
Yes.
That's that offensive line,
Yes.
Baffert and those guys, and the defensive front. Was Tim there today? I didn't see.
Yeah, Big Tim was there.
Okay.
He made a lot of plays, but it wasn't. He deterred the play, so
Gotcha.
somebody else,
Gotcha.
got it. So
And
he got a lot of assists without being the assist man.
I'm going to challenge Eubanks and Baffert and those guys, and then on that T-Ray and Tim to lead this team to where they need to get to everybody gets healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they have a strong offensive and defensive front.
And that's where it starts.
And that's where it starts, that's right.
In the trenches. If you can't get it done in the trenches, it's going to be hard for anybody to compete. And
That's
they
right.
have the guys to actually do
That's
it.
right, they do.
They have the guys to actually do it.
They do.
Hey, well, guys, I'm going to take a small commercial break here. This is the Free Medical Clinic Friday night scoreboard. Excited to have y'all here. Go ahead and make someone aware. Please share. Coach Graham, the guru, Graham's Gridiron Guidance is right here, and we're just going to be talking a lot of football. We'll talk some college football. Make sure you call in at 865-483-8112. Take a small break. We'll be... What score? Hold on. Oh, Bobcats. I said it's great to be an Irish Spring Bobcat. Wins 29-28 versus Whitwell. What a win to go into a daggone break.
Right.
Wow, for spring break, get a week off, get ready for Cofield. What a win. And Cofield went down to Whitwell, but it was a great game.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like they just went down. They got beat up. They played an amazing game versus Whitwell as well. So this is going to be a lot of chatter on Facebook, and I'm here for it. Guys, we'll be right back.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores, and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies' boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
Over 14,000 neighbors live in fear of becoming sick or injured and having to make a choice between putting food on the table or seeking medical care. The free medical clinic tries to take that fear away.
What do we help them with? We help them with diabetes, hypertension, any kind of medical need that they need that's necessary. And being in a community with the African American community lets them know that we're here.
To me, being an attorney means more than practicing just law. It means pulling alongside my clients and being their partner. It means keeping my clients informed through the legal process, which can be overwhelming. At OAB Law, we stand with you because communication is key.
At Ferris, we want you to get the most out of your time and end each day feeling good. That's why we pioneered exclusive lawnmower suspension technology, allowing for full-speed mowing, even over the roughest terrain. Grow your business by getting more done in less time with Ferris. Ferris. Work hard, feel good. Found exclusively at independent Ferris dealers.
What does strength in numbers mean to you? At Covenant Health, it means we see nearly 2.2 million visits annually. It means our 13,000 dedicated experts are all working together for a common goal. With over 150 locations throughout East Tennessee, you'll always find an open door to care, because we are committed to being the first, best, and strongest choice for the one number who matters most. You. Covenant Health. Let our strength be yours.
One in 7 people will need a blood transfusion during their life. That's one person every 2 seconds receiving a life-saving product. At Medic Regional Blood Center, we are the primary blood provider for 25 hospitals in 23 East Tennessee and southeastern Kentucky counties. Started in 1958, Medic has been serving Knoxville and the surrounding areas for 66 years. For 1 hour of your time, you can save a life. Visit medicblood.org for more information on blood donation.
I wanted to continue my education after high school, but my family and I didn't think we could afford it. Then I found out that Roane State has the options to make college possible. Now I'm pursuing my dreams and will make my family and community proud.
Kathy Mae Martin has been making real estate dreams a reality for over 3 decades. Buying or selling real estate is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. Choosing the right realtor is next. Thinking of buying or selling? Call Kathy Mae Martin at Coldwell Banker Jim Henry & Associates for all your real estate needs. Rest assured, with Kathy's knowledge and experience, you will be on the winning team.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We built our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
What is strength when you're battling cancer? Is it a shoulder to lean on? A voice of hope? Is it confidence in the most available care options? Or is it unmatched expertise answering your hardest questions? Giving you the courage to move forward. At Covenant Health, we think it means all of this and more. For you. Let our strength be yours.
Let me go. I got to go. I'm on TV. I'm on the internet.
Welcome back to the free medical clinic. Scoreboard, Friday night scoreboard here with the guru himself, Coach Kwayu Graham. Your host, Coach DJ Pendergrass. Cox is out tonight. Derek Jett, they went on vacation. They left us, but who better to be here than Coach Kwayu Graham? Thank you for showing up, Coach.
Man, thank you for having me.
This is what the audience needs, your insight, your knowledge. And we got somebody on the line. I bet they're going to pick your brain.
Okay, I'm ready.
We're going to do that?
Let's do that.
Let's take a call. Friday night scoreboard. Who we have on the line, caller?
This is Robin Sheldon.
Well, how's it going? Oh, what's going on, boss man? Tell me something slick so I can slide.
DJ, let me tell you what your boy did tonight.
Let me hear it, because I know Jonah went down. What happened?
4 touchdowns in the first half.
Who got 4 touchdowns?
Gavin.
Gavin Sheldon got 4 touchdowns in the first half?
Wildcat, 3 rushing, 1 receiving. Had 140 yards rushing, had 71 yards receiving, 4 touchdowns.
Okay, this is Robin Sheldon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Referee.
Okay,
son played for Oak Ridge last year. Had a transfer out to Wartburg.
Right.
And is doing great things. Tell us who won that ball game.
So Wartburg won 48-38.
Ooh, Coach Hoot. Give it up for James Hoot.
Yeah.
Nice. Who'd y'all play tonight?
Oakdale.
Yeah, I know you got that camera rolling, don't you?
I'll have you some highlights.
I need those highlights, man. I need to see my boy. He needs to be prime time on TV.
I didn't. That don't include the tackles and the interception in the first half.
Well, he's been a tackling machine since I've known him. Always the smallest guy on the field, Coach. He's never not been the smallest guy, but he's never not had as many tackles as anybody or more.
Right.
Just an absolute go-getter.
Wartburg changed some things up this week, and the offense looked good.
Well, you know I've been rooting for Coach Hoot and those dogs out there, man. I've been screaming, I know he's going to get together. I know he's going to get together. I know he's going to get together. And week by week, you guys have been doing great, putting it together. And it's good to hear not only that Wartburg got a win, but my boy got him some touchdowns tonight. That makes me feel really good and really proud. And I'm super proud of you too, man, because you've been a great father, great inspiration and leader for Gavin. And, you know, shout out to you too, man. I give you a lot of props.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks. Yeah, man, they finally they got together. They got the running game going, and that opened up 20. I think he had 2 receiving touchdowns in the second half. They finally opened some things up and got it clicking.
Nice, man. I've been waiting on that young man, that star wide receiver I have out there to get rolling too. So it's good to hear that he's getting rolling too, man. That's pretty awesome.
Absolutely. Hey, man, take care. Thanks for what y'all do for the kids.
No doubt, man. Thanks for calling in. Gavin Sheldon.
That's something. That's good.
Yes.
Hoot. You know, I've known him. He was like a college recruit at one time. That's where I first kind of met him, and he wants to smoke. He called. He said, "Coach, you can find us any 7-on-7 scrimmages, man. Just let me know.
Yeah.
We not ready, but we'll get there."
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that about him, you know.
And I seen Coach Hoot play 7-versus-7 at the PAL 7-versus-7 this year, and they've been losing. But to watch his skilled players playing at 7-versus-7, you would think they'd be undefeated right now because they look tremendous. They look really good.
How many times you see Wartburg Central at PAL 7-on-7?
Not
you know
never.
what I'm saying? So you're going to see some of the top teams in the area
Yes.
go to that thing. It's a big deal to a lot of people, you know. So that just shows you that he's trying to build a culture there.
Yeah.
And in time, it's going to work.
Yeah.
It's going to work.
Absolutely. Shout out to Coach Hoot. Coach Hoot, I need some swag, man. See me some swag. I need some of that Wartburg swag. We got you right here. We got your helmet right here, but I need some swag to wear. And right now, Coach, every week I've wore somebody different.
That's a good thing.
These coaches have been pouring in the love.
That's good. That's good.
They are off, but they have been winning, so hook them. The OEB Game of the Week, shout out to OEB. They do a lot of great things for the kids and the communities, you know, getting these kids on TV so we can stream live. And speaking of that, where's everybody at? Nobody's coming to these games. Like, I'm watching TV. I'm watching 2 different shows on TV, and the stands are fairly empty.
Yeah, I know this week, fall break, and a lot of people, and let's put it in context. A couple years ago, what did we have? COVID. Okay, so now things are starting to change, and people want that opportunity. I mean, it's been a lot of grinding, and everyone wants that opportunity. They want that break, so that's understandable with the fall breaks, and I know at Knoxville when I was coaching, we tried to schedule our games, and the good thing was, like a lot of Knoxville schools try to have a bye week, and then sometimes it can't work during that week, either before that week or right after that week. So Oak Ridge, we have 2 weeks. So we were pretty good. I know when I was coaching it with Joe, of missing at least one of the weeks. But I guess a lot of one thing is I can watch it on TV. The exposure is greater. There's a lot of different stations that watch. A lot of times I just sit and I either watch BBB. Or on YouTube, and I can switch over and watch Prep Radio, Dragon Vision, and then on Thursday night I have a game or 2, and then I can go to something else on Friday. So it's so many games that you can sit and watch that the fan has become a viewer. And so some schools still have that. You go Bearden still show up for their games. Their student, they just have a culture. Merle will still show up for their games. They just have a culture of doing that throughout time. So I just think it's just now because of all the opportunities to see a game. If I'm at home, I can watch 4 or 5 teams. I got friends, coaches that are friends all over this area, and I just want to. And I also get calls sometimes. Hey, coach, let's talk football. And I would like to see what's going on. So I think that's it, because it's been beautiful outside. It's been, this season has been great as far as the weather and everything like that. So I'm like you. I noticed that as well.
Yeah. Fans are down, but shout out to OEB for giving us the game of the week. And you have the other games that's on TV as well. And like you said, they're becoming the viewers. And so I guess that's a good thing.
It is. I think it is.
But the gate.
I think it is. Well, I'm joking when I say this, but when old Coach Keefe was around, people went to go see him and Shrimp. And so it's some characters around here that people will come that they could build a game up. Jalen Henderson, guys like that are so good at building up the games that everybody want to be there. It's just guys that we know. This is kind of an inside deal. And I'm sure in other communities you have certain reasons why you want to go to the game, but it's just a different vibe now. A lot of kids at high school. It's not like when everybody couldn't wait to go to an Oak Ridge game, growing up. I'm not saying that they're not. And the biggest thing with us this year, because our school and administration and teachers have done a great job at Oak Ridge High School of really building a culture. I think Garfield Adams really wanted to build a culture of, and it may be through sports, but it's through all our activities. And they do a great job of getting kids excited. Certain teachers do great jobs of having little things like tailgating, and things like that to try to bring people out. I've actually been going to Oak Ridge game because Chris Corn, our class president, he built that beautiful. He said you need to come, and be seen. And I came, and I've came 3 times, and I don't go to many games like that. So it's just getting a lot of people back, and getting the kids involved, just changing the culture. I just think it's just different. And when you can sit at home and watch it, versus getting in your car, driving, try to find parking space, and then go to the game, and it's just easier to do.
I see a lot of people on Facebook. Where is it going to be played at? Is Prep Radio going? Is it BBB? Like, they want to know. Where is it going to be played at? So, shout out to Alva Springs Coast knocking off Whitwell, 1-point battle. Sounds like they're playing some Alva Springs ball. You said you got Coach Biggs.
Yeah, Mr. Biggs
coming on. Now, explain what's going on with your your rivalry
showcase.
Rivalry showcase, yeah. What is that, and how can one get involved?
Okay, what we have in the last, this is year 4. We came up with a concept. I've been fortunate enough to coach in a couple of all-star games, some big ones, some small ones.
Yeah, I seen you on ESPN.
And through that, Mark Packer, Scotty Dykes, and I coached in the Border Bowl one year, and I don't like to sound negative, but we just said we could do a better job at it, doing it ourselves. Right. And we thought a concept. First concept was to go Tennessee versus Virginia.
Right.
And just too much of the logistics, too much to try and have it at East Tennessee State to help build their program back up because they're just starting football back. But it was just, the logistics was just too tough. And for us, financially, it would have been a burden.
Right.
And so I was at a barbershop one day, and they were arguing about if Blount County could beat Rutherford County in a football game. They went back and forth on it, and what happened was I heard someone say, Blount County couldn't beat Knox County. Well, Knox County got 16, 17 schools.
Right.
Well, if you could add in Anderson County, and they kept talking, and I'm sitting here thinking about it. Man, I wonder how that would work out.
Right.
Man, and I'm thinking, and so I broached it to Mark Packer and Scotty, and we talked about it. And Mark would deny it, and it might not have been Mark, it might have been more Austin Price, but he said there's no way East Tennessee could play with Knoxville.
Right.
And I just beg to differ.
Right.
I think with Alcoa, Oak Ridge, just traditions, Anderson counties, it would be a good game. They bring up the privates, so that's how the idea got started.
Right.
But you had to come up with a way to. Knoxville has 17 schools, so it was real simple. You have a 50-man roster. Each team is guaranteed 2 players. That's 34, have 16 at large. They get your 50-man roster.
Gotcha.
East Tennessee was wow. We came up, me being me, I came up with all these different formulas. Okay, you 5A, 6A, you get this, 5A get this many players. And the smaller schools, I wanted them represented.
Yes.
And I wanted those communities. So I said they're at least going to have 1 or 2 or 3. But eventually it fixed itself. The coaches fixed the teams. We look at a team, Herman, for instance.
Right.
They had a player play one year. It was Rockwood. They had a player play one year, both teams, and those players were good. Both guys got picked up scholarships off of that game.
Right. You had Cooney last year from Oakdale.
Oakdale, yeah. And so it was those, and I try to tell the coaches, they pick them, but I try to say, hey, let's make sure we get some of those outlying counties in this game. It's because we're Oak Ridge, we may go watch the game, but I can promise you the whole city of Oakdale paid attention to that one kid in that game.
Absolutely.
And so that's kind of where it's coming. Right now, the coaches are picked, the selected coaches for each team. We have 10 coaches each team, and they'll sit for an hour and pick the roster. I've already got everything to where they can see these are the guys nominated at these positions, so they'll sit down like a draft board and pick, and it's an adventure, man. Just watch them, but we get it through, and I always have guys that's reserved just because throughout the season kids get hurt. A kid said basketball season they're gonna go to Alaska to play basketball or Hawaii, and I don't want to play in this game. Or some colleges that say we don't want you to play in this game.
Right, because they're already.
So we don't, because they're coming in January, and we'll rather you not take a chance for injury. So that's what we're doing. So Sunday they'll pick the teams, and I'll send out invitations.
And that's
on Monday,
this Sunday, correct?
Yes.
Nice. So, and this game is going to be on the air?
Yes, it's the second week of December. Yeah, the second Friday. Usually it's on Saturday, and we're playing it at Merville this year. But this year we're going to have true Friday night lights. One of the special things about it is, of course, Elra OEB and the fireworks. Yeah. But another thing is we have over 300 to 400 band members. We pick an all-star band too.
Wow.
Yeah. So that get them involved. We got cheerleaders involved, and we wanted to make it a Friday night feel. And so
can I throw a name in the hat for the band?
Who?
You have to get my girl Jay.
Yeah, Jay. They'll call. They'll try to. Central will send.
Yes.
It works out. I don't think they turn down anyone. Like I said, we had 300 or 400 students.
Let's go, Jay.
The following year, next year, Next year, we're having it at the new baseball facility downtown.
Okay.
So it's going to be there. That new stadium is going to be there, not this season, but the next season, 2025.
Nice. That is a $20 million investment.
Yes.
They already have their marketing plan out to where they're going to make $11 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
Within 2 years, they will have their investment back.
Right.
What are we doing, Coach?
Hey, it's big, man. It's big, man.
And it's baseball. It's like just a baseball facility.
Well, they're going to play soccer games there. Our All-Star game is going to be there, which I'm pretty sure is going to open the door for maybe have a NFL preseason game. That it's so many things that they can do.
Wow.
Maybe Carson Newman and Tusculum play there. So there's so many things they can do because the pitching mounds drops.
Go! Coach Tapp on the line. Let's get Coach Tapp on the line, Coach. Coach Tapp, is that you?
Yeah, it's me.
Coach Tapp, you must did some push-ups last night before you went to bed.
Yeah. Yeah, we just played really well tonight. Proud of my kids. Played really well up front on both sides of the ball tonight.
Coach, tell me a little bit about some of those key contributors up front for you.
Well, you had, of course, Nate Smith, Michael Garcia, Owen Turner, Landon Hart.
Landon.
So had several guys up front that did a good job tonight. Did really well.
Landon Hart, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's a sophomore. Is that correct?
It is, and Braden Moore, another junior. But, yeah, Landon Hart's a big sophomore.
Yeah.
But those guys did really good up front, like I said, offensively and defensively. Grayson Christ was able to get in space. Cam Anderson and Grayson Christ had big nights, and a kid named Josh Hanson had some good runs and scored a touchdown tonight. So really proud of those guys.
Well, you came on the show, Exigent Sports, earlier this week, and we talked about Zach Mahoney, over 668 tackles. How many did he have tonight? 68 tackles in 7 games, Coach.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, he had a bunch. I remember them. They're really good at just a little quick dive play. And I remember the first time they ran it, he hit the guy. Almost took the handoff. So he had a lot of tackles. Wow. He was all over the field, and the whole defense just played really well tonight. Again, obviously, pitching a shutout. So. Just really proud of the team effort on both sides of the ball.
Well, that's awesome, Coach. I expect it to be a closer game because of the rivalry, but you have proved week in and week out that you're not coming to play. And I have Coach Kwayu Graham right here. Coach, you have anything for Coach Tapp?
I just said, Coach, keep doing it. Congratulations on another win, and keep building. And I think I'm gonna work to get that guy that you talked to me about for that game. He's a player.
You got that, Coach?
Hello. Oh yeah. He's a player, and may have another one here on the defensive side. That's really come on this year, and the Mahoney kid. But yeah, Grayson Christ. I don't even know how many yards he had tonight, but he made one cut that you can't. You can't teach. You can't teach the cut he made on an inside power play. When he come over, I jokingly said, "Now that's how I used to do it when I played fullback." Of course, he started laughing, But yeah, he's got. I guess he's got maybe now 1,400 or so yards rushing, and another 300 receiving. So he's a special athlete, man. He can go.
Yeah, wow. Well, Coach, you did great tonight. We're super proud of you. The OB Game of the Week was one to watch. You did a great job. Super proud of you, all your kids, and the commitment that you put into to Harriman. So congratulations, Coach, and thanks for calling in.
Oh, thank you guys so much for having me, and I appreciate you having my kids the other night. I really appreciate what you guys do for these kids in the high school sports. It's much appreciated.
No doubt, Coach. Keep pecking at it. I'm always going to be watching you.
All right, thank you.
All right. Who do we have on the line, caller?
Hey, this is Coach Gibson up here at Wartburg.
Woo! Coach James Hoot.
Yeah, buddy, we got our first win tonight. It's been a long season, and our guys finally got one tonight. We beat Oakdale for the first time in 5 years. We did everything we could do to lose the ball game, but we just kept scoring. And Gavin Sheldon, your boy there, he had 150 yards rushing. He had 4 touchdowns in the first half alone.
Wow.
So, obviously, Gavin Sheldon's our MVP of tonight.
Nice. Well, congratulations on that win. Coach, you talked about Gavin Sheldon. Tell me what guys up front really set the tone for you today.
Today would be Caleb Carroll. He's an offensive guard for us, fullback, and defensive lineman. He's the guy that was setting at 87 tackles before tonight, so he's closed in on 100 at the defensive end position.
Wow.
So he's a guy that I believe will probably make All-State. Pretty hard to get 100 tackles at defensive end, and he's done that. So
that's true.
Very good football player. We've got a long way to go, but I like where we're headed. We've got a bright future ahead of us. We're moving to single A over the next 4 years, which will definitely help us.
Yeah, no doubt. Talk about a little bit about that, Coach. Going down to single A next year, you're already building a great tradition with your team, a sense of pride with those guys. You know, week in, week out. You've had some close games that just kind of slipped out of your hand. What's it going to be like moving to single A next year, competing?
Well, we'll make a big jump. And Wartburg, the past 28 years, has been close every year to going to single A. And we've been about anywhere between 5 over. Mm-hmm. We're right there at the cutoff. So we've been having to play AA football for the past 28 years, and our record has struggled with that. With us moving back to single A, we used to be single A in the 80s and before, and we had some really good seasons when we were in single A. So we're expecting to compete at a higher level. Moving into single A, it's more of our competition. We had 340 students last year competing against teams close to 600. That's a disadvantage.
Absolutely, Coach. Mm-hmm. Coach Hoops, I got a legend right here beside me, Coach Quayu Graham.
Oh, yeah, Coach Graham. I love him. One of the best wide receiver talkers out there, and really good recruiter and outstanding person. I'd love to get him up here, try to teach some of our wide receivers how to get open.
Hey, Coach, hey, congratulations. I was telling them that before I even knew your score, that you guys were gonna year by year chip and get better and better. And I also told them that I knew you as a recruiter and that your passion for the game, not just that, but your passion for Wartburg will take you to the next level. And I was telling them about when we were calling for scrimmages and 7-on-7 and stuff. I said, Coach, you want all the smoke. He said, he just let me know, I'll be there, you know. And I can tell that one, the next thing is two, you know, and that's the mindset you have to take. And those kids believe they've seen it, they know what it felt like. So the next step is probably see a couple of them at Waffle House tonight.
Yeah.
yeah, we're going to be partying hard tonight. Hopefully we can continue on that and grow and build this program back to what it once was 30-plus years ago and start having some success up here and try to get you guys up here some.
That would be great.
Some of our kids. But we appreciate all you do and all the light you shine on these smaller schools in East Tennessee. I know it might be thankless sometimes, but we all appreciate what you guys do on shining a light on small high school football.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Coach. It's a blessing, man, and congratulations on the win. Before I cut you off here, Coach, I need some of that Wartburg swag now. Make sure you get me right now.
Yeah, we'll get you took care of next year, but we're going to have you decked out for that next TV show.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you, Coach. Congratulations on the win.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you, all. See you, Brad.
All right. Like we got another caller. Who do we have on the line, caller?
This is Coach Cummings over Lenore City.
There he is. The man, the myth, the daggum legend. How you doing, Coach?
I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm good. Hey, thanks for calling in. I got Coach Kwayu Graham right here with me, and we want to get your insight on that game tonight. That 15-14 win over Clinton. Walk us through that game today.
Well, you know, winning's always better than losing. That's all I can say about it. It was one of those deals where it was just ugly, you know, and we. You know, every time we get something going, you know, we have a penalty. One of those types of games, you know, and we just couldn't get anything consistent. And Clinton gets a lot of credit for that, though. They, you know, just stacked the box on us and played man because they do have the athletes out there to man us up and made life hard on us.
Right.
Thank God we can play a little defense.
Yes, that was a defensive game, Coach. I know you tried to escape me, Coach, but you couldn't get away from me.
I didn't run far enough, did I?
No.
I'd never run from you, brother.
Hey, once again, congratulations, my man. I know. That's all I'm going to say. I know. Congratulations, and another big win right now puts you, I guess, I don't know how many more. I know you probably have Oak Ridge, but you have a chance to win the region now. And you went there and you continue to do what you do. And congratulations.
Well, I appreciate that. You know, we got to find a way to be a little bit more dynamic. But, you know, our motto today was just find a way, because that just seems to be who we are a little bit.
Right.
You know, we just have been finding a way a little bit. You know, we know we're going to, that we got to get better, and we got to get more production out of some positions than we're getting here and there. And, you know, defense just keeps showing up. And, you know, I bet you, if I'm not mistaken, we've had like 5-6 goal line stands this year. And,
wow.
You know, we just continue to find a way and rely on our defense and just try to score enough.
Yep. And you guys do a great job of finding opportunities too. The fumble, you know, that was big, and the stop down in the red zone late in the game was big, and it just showed the character of your team, and that's how you win games.
Yeah, well, absolutely. You know, we returned 8 out of 11 on defense from last year, so
yeah, I
knew going into things that, you know, when you return 8 out of 11, you're going to have to rely on that side of the ball a little bit. On offense, we returned 2 out of 11.
Yeah.
So, you know, and a situation where, you know, they ain't even had a quarterback here in 2 years because of the single wing. So,
right.
You know, we've been trying to develop receivers and, you know, quarterback and all that. So we just got to continue to grow with that and grind and, you know, find a way to get a little bit more dynamic. I think we may have lost you know, Trey Jones. We don't know, who's been kind of our most explosive running back early in the year. And, you know, so he got a knee injury, and you know, so we're just going to hope and pray that he's going to be okay. But we're a little bit worried about it right now. His knee's a little loose, and so we're hoping that his MRI and stuff shows us some good news. But you know, we've got to just find a way to continue to grind every day, you know, and at the end of the day, I think we can be that team, you know, by playoffs that kind of nobody really wants to play, you know.
Right, absolutely. Well, Coach, congratulations on your win tonight. Super proud of you. I hope to get you on Excellent Sports soon. You can bring a couple of those guys in that's really making an impact. Let's get them some exposure as well. Good luck the rest of the way, and thanks for calling in.
All right, guys. Appreciate you having me.
All right, have a good night.
All right, see ya.
We booming, Coach. Who we have on the line, caller?
This will be your good buddy, Jet.
Woo!
How about them Oliver Springs Bobcats, baby?
Jet, hey, I always ask people, tell me something slick so I can slide. Tell me Ricky Jet was sliding today.
All that controversy on the internet about who needs to be number 2, who needs to be number 3, baby, that's strength of schedule, and we just put them down. Number 5 team in the state.
Wow.
Put them to rest.
Wow. The defending champs, week 1, week 8, number 5 team in the state. Only loss was to Coach Spanky, who spanked y'all with the lights. You guys are rolling. Tell us about that game. Who were some key contributors in that Oliver Springs game tonight?
Oh, man, Mason Day running the football, the offensive line. I mean, that offensive line pushing, and in adversity, I mean, we turned the ball over. They scored right there towards the end. They scored right there for halftime, made it 14-14 with 19 seconds left. They got the ball back and scored. Defense with some big stops. We had a 4th and 1. We stopped them on that, pushed them backwards. It's just all around, all the way. I paid $100 to watch that ball game. And I ain't even going to play, man. I mean, it's big time down here, baby.
Hey, I love it. Hey, I tell you what, Jet, when you come back from vacation and you get back on the free medical clinic, I need you to have that same energy when you walk into the studio.
Oh, I got that energy. You know what's coming up. That's Cofield Week, region championship, baby.
Absolutely, and you already got your prediction for that game.
Yeah.
So we got that out the way. So it's going to be an exciting week off for you guys, and it's going to be an exciting week on coming back off of spring break, and I'm here for it, man.
And they need it. We need to get healed up, rested up, ready to go, make that playoff push after we take care of the region championship and just keep going, baby.
That's what's
up. Might be back down here again. Might go to Gordonsville. Who knows? But wherever, we'll be ready.
So tell me, how far is that trip?
It's 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours.
And I'm not going to mention any teams inside our region, but they do wear blue. Oh, wait, I didn't mean to say that. Said, I can't believe these teams will travel 2.5 hours to get an easy win. But guess what? We drive 2.5 hours to beat the number 5 team in the state. Them devils. Oh, now my bad. I said it again.
Well, you got your good push getting ready for this off week, you guys. I got Coach Kwayu Graham on the show with me today, Jet.
Hey, what's up, Coach?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good right now.
You sound like it.
About 6 minutes left in that ball game, I was getting a little nervous.
Hey, that's part of it. You playing in big games. You just seeing what the playoffs going to be like again, man. That's all you do.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the coach told him. Said, right there, you got with the adversity, and you got the big win down here, and that's what it's going to be the rest of the way.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I
got to give a huge shout out to Coach Tyler Harper for scoring. When we scored, it was 28-27. He said, regular offense out there, boys, we're going for the win.
Wow.
He took it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, Mr. Biggs Harper, that's one of the only coaches I know that in season, they win a big game, and he's going to Disneyland.
I heard that. We're all headed south right now.
Oh, man.
We're going straight to Panama City. We're going to live it up this weekend.
Oh, man. Congratulations and be safe.
Thank you, Coach.
Hey, man, yeah, congrats, man. How my boy Ricky do tonight?
He done good. He's got to get that ankle ready. He's got to take 2 weeks to rest it up, and he's
good time for a bye week.
He makes a defender have to cover him. He takes him out of the box, So.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I was waiting on your call. Couldn't wait for you to call in. I knew you was gonna call in, win or lose. So I appreciate the call in. So those Tennessee Jays, I assume they looked all right out there.
Oh, they look good.
Good.
Man, I'm telling you right now, that offensive line, boys, and that's where it starts, Obviously, you got big Nathaniel Fletcher that took over the center spot this year so they can move Brady Woods out the guard.
Yeah.
And that's just been tremendous. I mean,
nice.
You got 4 seniors and 1 junior out there, and they're just shoving you down the field.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, I know you're going on vacation, man. Thanks for calling in. You did great. Let's see here.
Hey,
we
when
got
all that
Jesse.
fails, go Bobcats.
Let's fails, go Bobcats. Hey, be careful. Have a good time on your trip, man.
See you, bud.
All right. What's going on, Jesse?
How are y'all tonight?
Good, man. I got Coach Kwayu Graham on. You got Coach DJ here. We got Cox taking a vacation. We got Jet taking a vacation. Tell me what you seen tonight in high school football.
Well, I wish I could have had a vacation too.
I tell you what, when you schedule yours, Jesse, you let me know and we'll figure it out together.
Yeah, for sure. No, man, it was kind of a crazy night, an unexpected crazy night. I don't think many people could have foreseen Oak Ridge dropping that game to Farragut, a one-win Farragut team, and falling behind 28-0.
Wow.
Oliver Springs game ended up being a big rally and come from behind win for the Bobcats, so that was kind of cool to see as they set up that big showdown with Coalfield here in a couple of weeks. And so there weren't that many games on the entire schedule for East Tennessee, but man, some really good games ended up playing out.
Wow. So we know Bearden had their bye.
No,
Bearden played? No, they played yesterday.
Yeah.
They got.
Bearden played tonight. Bearden played tonight down on the road at Cleveland.
They played Cleveland.
A huge win. That was a huge region win for Bearden.
Yes.
And they beat them pretty bad, didn't they?
It was it ended up being pretty close, didn't it, Jesse? What was the final score?
I can't remember what the final score was, but they didn't have DJ Hunter at quarterback tonight. Bearden did not. He was limping pretty bad in that second half and that loss to Maryville last week, and just didn't know at what capacity Bearden would have him tonight if he did play. But they have the ultimate safety net with Drew Parrott, who's been a long-time quarterback in that program.
Right.
He's already led them to a couple wins this year, and he had a fantastic game tonight, over 200 yards passing. Torrey Beaufort, who's kind of an all-purpose athlete that you guys are probably pretty familiar with.
Bad boy.
He got in on the run game tonight, had over 100 yards rushing, and Damian Lavelle had a big game receiving for Bearden. So that was a game that they had to win to get a 2 seed and get a home playoff game, and they went on the road and did it.
Yes.
Wow. So Tellico Plains Oneida. Did you keep up with that one?
Just a little bit. Tellico playing to the running back and Ryan Schaefer, who had consecutive years with ACL injuries, and he's come back this year. He's healthy. He's putting up a ton of numbers, and that was a big game for both of those programs. And so just kind of seeing what he did tonight, I know he helped the Tellico Plains offense kind of get off the mat a little bit and get that win, I believe. But I think Oneida did a good job to try to come back and make a game of it.
Coach, tell us a little bit more about Gibbs, man. They are a solid, amazing team.
Well coached, Coach Turner. Well coached team.
Yeah, Brad Turner has taken that program and lifted it up another notch. They had a good measure of success and consistency under their previous coach, but Brad Turner's taken it and pushed it up to where you just year in and year out, you're expecting them to get 7-8 wins or more. And so now they're 7-0 for the first time in program history, and they don't have a pass game that's going to generate 3,000 yards. They don't have a run game that's going to be led by a 1,500-yard rusher, but they play well together and they play hard, and there's a certain grit about the way that they play, and they're strong in the kicking game. So it's just a well-balanced, well-coached team, like Kwayu said, and you're seeing that pay off week in and week out. I thought that early season win over Halls really signaled to the area just how special this Gibbs team could be, and we're seeing it now. But they know that there's big games coming up against Anderson County, against Fulton, and they're going to try to have to win one or two of those to lock down a top seed.
Yeah, no doubt. So that win, Oliver Springs takes down number 5 team in the state. Whitwell down 29-28. What does that do for a program like Oliver Springs?
Well, you look at their schedule this year, and you see Oliver Springs with wins over South Pittsburgh and Whitwell. And I talked to a number of people down in the Chattanooga area this year that said that Whitwell team was one that they thought could possibly win a state championship, that it was better than South Pittsburgh, that the people down there in the Chattanooga area kind of targeted Whitwell as their representative
to make it to Chattanooga and play for a state championship. And so now Oliver Springs has two huge feathers in their caps with those wins over South Pittsburgh and Whitwell. But as we know, here in a couple weeks, it's all about that game against Coalfield. And you want that top seed, you want that number one seed, because it just sets up a more sets up a better road for you in the playoffs. And even though I think they dropped it in the regular season last year to Coalfield, ended up knocking off Coalfield in the playoffs, there's still that desire to win your region championship and have that spectacular season from start to finish.
We had an amazing Thursday night game. What in the world happened with that Brentwood versus Catholic game?
Just too many turnovers, right? I mean, you can't throw back-to-back interceptions when your opponent comes out, chews up half the third quarter clock, tacks on another touchdown to go up 2 scores on you, and then you turn around and try to force a comeback. You try to step outside of what your normal abilities are and be a hero. And the quarterback for Catholic even said as much. He said, I was trying to make a push. I was trying to make something happen. And when you try to do that, it never ends up going well for you. Back-to-back interceptions, one of them's returned for a touchdown, and it's lights out from there. So Catholic, it did what it needed to do in the first half to be competitive, and that's get Tyreek King the ball as much as possible. I mean, he is their offense.
Yeah.
They're too young in the run game right now. I mean, Matthew Rogers, I think, is going to be a great player, but he's a freshman.
Right.
And that's a big boy league. You don't run over people with a freshman running back unless it's just a generational player. And so they needed to get Tyreek the ball. They did that a lot, and he was able to get them in the red zone. They also squandered a few chances early in that first half against Brentwood Academy in the red zone. Fumble at the goal line and another opportunity they had to settle for a field goal. So there were a number of mistakes for Catholic, and it just shows you how difficult that league is from top to bottom.
Was there any more shockers out there that you kind of noticed, that kind of you didn't see going one way or another?
Pigeon Forge knocked off Meigs County tonight. Yes, I thought that was an absolutely huge win for Scott Meadows and his staff to knock off a Meigs County team that's been state ranked, that has a great running back, a great quarterback, and his name is Tuff Ricker, big kid. And for Pigeon Forge and Scott Meadows in his final season to get that win, I thought that was huge for them. That was one of the bigger shocks of the night that I can remember. 15-14, Pigeon Forge.
So there was 2 15-14 games today? Yeah. Pigeon Forge and Clinton and Lenore City?
Yeah, that Lenore City-Clinton game was kind of bonkers, and that was a 50-50 kind of coin flip game to me going in. And Clinton did a good job, I thought, to try to get back in it and limit what Lenore City could do offensively and give themselves a chance in that one. And what a huge region win that would have been for Clinton, but the 35-yard field goal comes up short. I know they had an interception or a turnover late. Clinton did that kind of hurt them as well. So Lenore City has won 4 in a row now with Scott Cummings as head coach. They're 2-0 and tied atop the region standings with Oak Ridge. And you would think on any normal season that Oak Ridge would be the favorite, but they did not look good tonight. I know Will Presley went down with injuries. Still waiting to kind of hear the final diagnosis on that one, but I've heard it could not be good. So I don't know. We're just kind of in a wait-and-see mode with what Oak Ridge is going to turn out to be.
Yeah, I agree. And we was talking about that earlier on the show with him going down. So, but yeah, so do you know if Concord Christian has any more varsity games this year?
I do not. I know they won one tonight on the road, and I think they're 7-1 this year, if I remember correctly. But I do not have their schedule in front of me, and I really couldn't differentiate which ones are varsity and which ones are not.
Right. Well, 7-1 is pretty good from where they came from, so that's pretty awesome. So what are we looking at next week? I mean, do I need to bring lunch or what? Like, what are we looking at next week?
Yeah, if y'all are doing a show next week, you might need to bring something to fill the airtime, because there's just not a lot of games going on in East Tennessee. You do have a fun matchup on paper between Oak Ridge and Bearden, but Bearden definitely probably goes into that one as the favorite. Kind of scrolling down the matchups there, Morristown East at Gibbs could be a sneaky good game. Powell Central will be a region game. Anderson County at West is a massive matchup. It was an 8-7 game won by West High School a year ago. And then Cleveland versus Maryville. That'll be for the 1 seed in that region for that region championship. Basically, even though Bearden beat Cleveland tonight, Maryville still needs to win that game to go ahead and lock down that 1 seed. That way, they're not getting into any tiebreaker scenarios.
Absolutely. Well, Jesse, man, you got anything for Jesse, Coach?
No, Jesse kind of laid it out, and I agree with most everything he said.
Yeah. Jesse, man, 5-Star Preps, man, we know you do a lot of work out there. We appreciate what you do for us, giving us all the insight, and everybody else. I'm pretty sure you're going somewhere else next, and I will pack my lunch next week, and I can't wait to hear from you.
All right, guys, appreciate it.
All right.
Have a good one.
You too. Who do we have on the line, caller?
That's Harper.
Hey, guys, what's going on?
It's Mr. Biggs, I think.
Mr. Biggs. They call him Mr.
That's what they call
Biggs
him.
with a big win, 2.5 hours away from Oliver Springs. Coach, tell me something slick so I can slide.
What's going on, DJ? I hope you're enjoying your night.
I am, Coach. I'm even more excited to know that my Bobcats took a 2.5 hour trip to knock off the number 5 team in the state of Tennessee. How about it?
Yeah, just a lot of grit shown tonight. We're beat up, we're banged up. Looking forward to this bye week coming up. Hopefully we can get healthy. Just kids continue to fight. Whitwell's a very good football team, very well coached. Really, really good 1A football team or 1A football game tonight. We knew it was going to be that way. That's why we scheduled the way we do. We want good, tough, out of region competitive games, and all 3 of them this year have been really good to us. And I think it makes us a better football team moving forward.
Hey, Coach, I just want to congratulate you. This is Coach Graham. Congratulate you on a big win. I joked around with Coach DJ and said that it's the only coach I know that mid-season win a big game and go to Disneyland. I said, but it's deserving, Coach. It's deserving. Talk about how important it is to play these games.
Out a little bit here.
So what
I can't really hear y'all too well. It seems like y'all are far away, or maybe my service isn't the best down here.
Is this any better now?
Yeah, a little bit better. I can hear you now.
Okay, just talk about the importance of playing and winning a game.
It's gone. Coach, you still there? Coach, you still there?
Yeah, I'm back.
All right.
I was just going to ask you, Coach, how important is it to win a game like this? A team that you'll see, not that you'll see, but the type of game like this and that you'll see in the playoffs.
Very, very. I mean, it's huge. It's like a coach and staff talked about to our kids after. Man, it's these are the games that you got to win if you want to be a championship program, championship football team, and then we got a big one coming up, and it's going to be a competitive football game like that, and so it's one of those that we failed earlier this season. Second game of the year, we gave up a late touchdown to lose the game, so it felt nice to score a late touchdown to win the game this time around. So I feel like my team continues to get better. Proud of the program, proud of the kids, just a lot of grit. I've been telling everyone since walked off field, it's nice to have great players that make the coaches look a lot better sometimes. So we had some kids make some big plays down the final 5-6 minutes of the game tonight.
Coach, did you contemplate at all about going for 2?
Yeah, I'd be lying if I didn't say I went back and forth. Anyone that knows me knows we went for 2 last year out at Cofield for a region championship game, and then we missed it, come up half a yard short. So it's in my MO to be aggressive. And one thing I believe in is my football team, my kids. And I like to leave the game in their hands whenever I can. But I went back and forth, but like I said, it was consistent coaches. Everyone was on the same page. I said before the drive started, if we score, we're going for 2. And then I kind of was back and forth after we scored, and everyone's looking at me and shaking their head yes, and it's just simple as, okay, we're going. And like I said, we believe in this big offensive line we have up front. There was some personnel situations. We knew that they had a pass rush defensive line in, so we felt like we could run the football into the end zone and get that 2 points. And it was still tough just because they're a tough team, but it was, put the ball in Zero's hands and ran behind that big 58-73 and tried to get it in the end zone. We did.
Absolutely, Coach, and I love all those boys, and they do a great job. You're up front on both sides of the ball is always making a huge impact. And when Mason Day gets those shoulders square going forward, man, he's a hoss. He's hard to stop.
He's a hoss. He's a tough ball player. But there were so many plays, and we have some of those big names, and then some people talk about the offensive line. They don't really share their names, but there's so many other players. Jordan Gray had a big kickoff return tonight, put us in good situations. We had Ian Hammock, a freshman, step up and make a big tackle in the open field on a screen pass that got the drive stopped to get the ball back to us. Lucas Thacker did the same thing. The big one for us tonight is we didn't have any problems with the personal foul or unsportsmanlike conduct, and something we've been focused on as a team to get better at. And I was proud of our kids for keeping their cool in a very, very, very competitive game, and just a really good night to win and grow from. Either way, I knew whenever we was leaving, I knew whenever we was down, if we left out of here with a loss, we've got better tonight because we've been put in a tough situation. But to walk out with a win and to be able to have this film to get better from, it's going to be a good for our program.
Well, that's awesome, Coach, man. I love you guys so much. I follow you, always will. Super proud of you and those guys. Before I get off here, Coach, Coach Graham and I were talking about fans. And, right now we know a lot of fans are not there because fall break. A few years back, there was COVID. Now they have a lot of streaming where people can watch it. Your fans are consistent. Was that the case all the way 2.5 hours away for the Bobcats today, and Whitwell as well? Was it a packed house?
Packed house. You know better, DJ. You know the Bobcat fans are traveling.
I know it. I just want to hear you say it, Coach, because it's just a sense of pride in the community.
Hold on, before the game, one thing I can always count on is them purple and gold in the bleachers to be packed and be supporting this football team. And they helped us out tonight tremendously. Whitwell had a nice fan base. What a nice stadium, man. This is a top tier 1A football stadium. I mean, I just enjoyed the night. And I think I would have said that even if we came up on the short end. But just a really good night for 1A football, two top 5 teams, and I was just glad and proud of our kids. I'm going to continue to say that. We battled adversity and figured out a way to come out on the right side of it. So I'm really proud of our football team tonight.
Well, that's awesome, man. Have a safe trip, Coach. Enjoy your break, and can't wait till you guys get back at it.
Absolutely. We'll see you guys later. Thanks.
All right. Mr. Biggs. Humble man, ain't he?
He is. He is. Very, very.
I love him. So, guys, we're going to take a small commercial break. Oh, we have highlights. Oh, yes. So let's go over this highlight, okay? Okay. It's a 10U team, I believe, okay? Guys, make sure you send in those highlights. We want to see your kids. This is 10U Oliver Springs, if I'm not mistaken, versus Rockwood. Mm-hmm. 2 seconds to go in the game. Last play. 2 seconds to go in the game. Quarterback rocks, he weaves, he waves, launches the ball, and he will go all the way for the Oliver Springs Bobcat touchdown to win the game. 2 seconds left in the ball game, and they make a play like that. That's what football's all about, man.
Yeah, it looked like Lamar Jackson play where he dropped it and he picked it up and threw it in the back of the end zone against Cincinnati the other day.
That's what it's all about. Hey, thanks for sending that highlight in. If anybody else has any highlights, make sure you send those highlights in. We want to highlight your kids. Hey, we're going to take a small commercial break, but stay tuned. We'll be right back.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores, and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies' boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
Over 14,000 neighbors live in fear of becoming sick or injured and having to make a choice between putting food on the table or seeking medical care. The free medical clinic tries to take that fear away.
What do we help them with? We help them with diabetes, hypertension, any kind of medical need that they need that's necessary. And being in a community with the African American community lets them know that we're here.
To me, being an attorney means more than practicing just law. It means pulling alongside my clients and being their partner. It means keeping my clients informed through the legal process, which can be overwhelming. At OAB Law, we stand with you because communication is key.
At Ferris, we want you to get the most out of your time and end each day feeling good. That's why we pioneered exclusive lawnmower suspension technology, allowing for full-speed mowing, even over the roughest terrain. Grow your business by getting more done in less time with Ferris. Ferris. Work hard, feel good. Found exclusively at independent Ferris dealers.
One in 7 people will need a blood transfusion during their life. That's 1 person every 2 seconds receiving a life-saving product. At Medic Regional Blood Center, we are the primary blood provider for 25 hospitals in 23 East Tennessee and southeastern Kentucky counties. Started in 1958, Medic has been serving Knoxville and the surrounding areas for 66 years. For 1 hour of your time, you can save a life. Visit medicblood.org for more information on blood donation.
What is strength when you're battling cancer? Is it a shoulder to lean on? A voice of hope? Is it confidence in the most available care options? Or is it unmatched expertise answering your hardest questions? Giving you the courage to move forward. At Covenant Health, we think it means all of this and more. For you. Let our strength be yours.
I wanted to continue my education after high school, but my family and I didn't think we could afford it. Then I found out that Roane State has the options to make college possible. Now I'm pursuing my dreams and will make my family and community proud.
Kathy Mae Martin has been making real estate dreams a reality for over 3 decades. Buying or selling real estate is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. Choosing the right realtor is next. Thinking of buying or selling? Call Kathy Mae Martin at Coldwell Banker Jim Henry & Associates for all your real estate needs. Rest assured, with Kathy's knowledge and experience, you will be on the winning team.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We built our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Welcome back to the free medical clinic on our Friday night scoreboard. If you do not have any health insurance, you can count on Free Medical Clinic to help you with your medical needs. Just go to fmcor.org and get your first appointment right now. There's never a charge for a doctor visit from the Free Medical Clinic, and we appreciate the Free Medical Clinic for all that they do here for BBB Communications, letting us be able to go on with the scoreboard. They do a lot of great things. I'm going to read this stat out to you. The Free Medical Clinic will provide over 12,000 patients appointments worth over $7.2 million in value. And that's just in medical care alone this year, all right? You do not have to live in fear of becoming sick or hurt because you don't have health insurance, because the Free Medical Clinic has you covered. Make sure you go to fmcor.org tonight and get the care that you deserve. So shout out to the Free Medical Clinic.
That's good. That's a good deal.
$7.2 million.
They do a lot of things.
Yeah.
And a young lady came and spoke at our church one time about it, and hopefully people take advantage of it.
Absolutely.
Hopefully people take advantage of it.
It needs to be taken advantage of, and we appreciate them for being a great sponsor for our Friday night scoreboard. Just over 14,000 people in Anderson, Roane, and Morgan counties are uninsured. And of course, the Free Medical Clinic can help with that.
That can help, yes.
Absolutely. Crazy games tonight, Coach. Some surprisers. Seemed like a few game-ending winners, 14 to 15 games. Yeah. Talking to Jesse from 5 Star Preps, he lays it all out there.
Jesse's good. I remember when Jesse first came in, I was coaching Austin East, and he brought a different vibe to it. He really pushed. He's one of the ones responsible for a lot of exposure for East Tennessee sports, East Tennessee football especially.
Hands down.
Yes.
They put in a lot of work, and I'm pretty sure he's up. He probably won't go to sleep till about 2 or 3 in the morning because they're writing up their news articles and getting all their posts together. So excited and appreciate what 5 Star Preps do for all these young kids around the community. So it's pretty awesome. Looks like we have somebody on the line. We'll go ahead and take this call. Who do we have on the line, caller?
You've got Mr. Mike Hendricks.
Mr. Hendricks.
How you doing tonight, DJ?
I'm not telling you unless you bring me some dinner.
I hear you, brother, there. I appreciate you and Coach Graham there hosting the show tonight there. Gosh almighty, that was a heartbreaker out at Clinton High School tonight there. Gosh almighty there. I don't know there. God, what do you do there? You know, you get down 8-0 there with a 2-point conversion. You come down and score there. You wonder where just to kick the extra point or go for 2 to tie it up there. They end up going for 2 and they didn't make it. And guys, they get beat by 1 point there. Man. It was just a heartbreaker.
Mr. Hendricks, tell me, did you go to that ball game?
I was watching it on Dragon Vision.
So you're one of them people that don't go to the gate. Tell me, on Dragon Vision, did you see a lot of fans at that ball game?
Yeah, there was quite a bit of fans there. It looked like it was packed.
Well, that's good. That's good to know.
It's packed there. I've got some worn-out knees now, DJ. I can't walk as good as I used to, but I still love the Dragons there. I just can't walk as good as I used to.
I got you. Who do you have next week there?
With who?
With the Dragons. Who do they play next week?
I'm not even sure, to be honest with you there. I hadn't looked past this week there. I know it was a big region game there, and it would have been big if they'd have won it there. I still don't know how they're looking there as far as getting into the playoff championship there, but I guess we'll see how that works out there. But I just didn't know. I mean, I don't know. That's a hard decision there. What, you go for 2, or you just kick the extra point there? You're still 1 point behind there, and guys, it would have been big there at the end of the game there. But, you second guess everything there. And another question I wanted to ask you guys, Coach Graham there, excuse me, I don't know if you guys watched the game last night there. We've got a Tennessee commitment there, Mr. George McIntyre. He looked pretty good last night against CAK there. That kid can throw the football there. Did you guys watch that game?
The Catholic game?
You mean Catholic?
Yeah. Against, was it CAK or Catholic?
It was Catholic. It was Brentwood Academy. Yeah. I watched bits and pieces of it. I watched early. One thing about it, that kid can throw the football.
He can throw the football.
He can throw the football. Wanting to see how he fits with their offense, because you have to be able to throw the football. You have to have a strong arm to be able to throw the width of the field, because they're expanding. Part of their offense is expansion through formationing. But he has an arm. He can throw that football.
He's a pretty good sized kid.
Yeah. He's a good sized kid. Yeah.
But we'll see there, because I'm still looking for our quarterback here at the university there at Tennessee there, Nico there. He's a big kid there too there. He's got a good arm there, and then he's mobile too there. But I don't think we're not using him as good as what we probably could there. He needs to be able there. Hendon Hooker was great there, but I think we need to get Nico moving around a little bit too there. But I was just curious about George McIntyre there. He looks like he's got a great arm. I don't know how mobile he is there, but he looked awful good last night against Catholic, watching that game there.
Right.
Yeah, he did. He looked really good last night. He made a statement. If nobody knew about him, they know now.
Well, he's been in, and he's a player that around here. I mean, Tennessee. He's one of the better players in the state, and he's been primed for that position. And you have, head coach at Tennessee was one of the top quarterbacks in college football.
Right. And
he's been recruiting great quarterbacks. He has the knowledge for great quarterbacks. You got to think of that Oklahoma system.
Yes.
And all of them have been able to play. You look at the number of quarterbacks that come through that system. So he's if Tennessee, Coach Harper is interested in him and want him, then he can play, because he doesn't waste offers.
Right. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
Well, it seems like Coach Harper he's able to. He seems like he's able to develop these young quarterbacks there, and I appreciate that. And I sure hope that. Gosh, I'm a little bit leery, but I hope that tomorrow, though, that these Gator haters, I hope we get a big win against
Mr. Hendricks, who you got winning that ball game? Give me your score prediction.
I'm going to say there, Tennessee 38, Florida 21.
All right.
That's what I'm predicting, and I'm hoping I'm right there. And I hope you guys is going along with me. DJ, you and Coach Graham there, let's go Vols.
Let's go Vols. I will say this, Mr. Hendricks. Tennessee offense is so exciting, just knowing of what Coach Harper can do. But their defense is one of the best defense in college football.
Yeah.
And
their defense is strong. I've been so impressed with them there all year there. But, I don't know, it seemed to me like that these quarterbacks, like the Arkansas quarterback, man, that kid was so shifty and moved around there. It's like we couldn't get a hold of him or something there.
Yeah.
It was making it hard on us there. But hopefully there that we'll play better tomorrow there. Playing at home in front of all them fans there, and the noise won't be so bad there that you can't hear the cadence or whatever there. I'm pulling and hoping for a big ball victory tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Go Vols. I'm pulling for them, too.
All right. Thank you guys for what you do, and have a good evening.
All right. Thank you for calling in, Mr. Hendricks. Have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
So, as we learned, Clinton plays Corns next week.
Right.
Okay, they've already beat Campbell County.
Right.
They took a loss to Oak Ridge.
Mm-hmm.
Now they just took a loss to Lenoir City.
Right.
So all those guys on the same side of the bracket there.
Right. Right now
they're
they
going to have
just
to beat Corns.
Unless Campbell County beats Oak Ridge, but then you go head to head and Clinton beat Campbell County.
Right.
So Clinton's in the playoffs. They're playing for seeding. Corns beat Campbell County tonight, which, Campbell County still has Oak Ridge.
Right.
And I'm not sure if Campbell County played Lenoir City yet. I think they did. I think they already played Lenoir City last week.
Okay.
So it's just that they have 3 losses now, and that's before Oak Ridge. And let's say they do beat Oak Ridge, then you'll go head-to-head between Campbell County and Clinton because both have 3 losses if Clinton loses to Corns.
Right.
Then they go head-to-head.
Okay. It look like we got Coach Panky on the line. We'll come back to that.
Okay.
Because that's going to be interesting in the next couple of weeks. Coach Panky.
Yes, sir.
Coach Kwayu wants to know if you got that chicken ready.
Yeah.
I do.
You already went to the chicken wings. Now, did you get those chicken wings from Austin East concession?
Man, I didn't, but me and Coach Stevens had a good conversation before the game. He was talking about how good they was. Man, I didn't get a chance to go there and try them, but they smell good.
Well, man, they've been smelling good for the last 30 years.
Oh, you got that right.
Congratulations, Coach. I hate saying that. You my guy. You know how close we are. There's love there, but you know who you beat tonight.
Yeah, I know, man. It was a tough game, man. Coach Stevens has got them going in the right direction, man. They just, a little young, and he's got that. I think he's a freshman starting quarterback, but hey, man, they played us hard, man. They were physical. They were disciplined. We just made plays when we needed to, and our running back number 14, Carcel Whitehead, man, he showed out tonight, man. He had 9 carries for 263 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns.
Right.
Wow.
He's a Vine Middle School kid. He probably should be playing at Austin East. He moved down here a few years ago over some family issues, so we've had him here with us for the last 4 years. But what a player, man! And I know it was special for him tonight to go back home. I know he knew a lot of the kids on the other sideline, so just really happy for him that he was able to go home tonight and have a great game.
That's great. That's great.
He's a senior this year, right, Coach?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. He's a senior.
Yeah. He's been putting on
and
for
and our other running back, I'm gonna tell you,
Tayshawn.
Tayshawn Hamilton had 14 carries for 193 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns.
Wow.
So, I mean, they both showed up and showed out tonight.
Nice.
You know what was so funny, Coach? And they were telling me about the game. They said, in the old days, They'll get Kingston down a 3rd and long, and it was like Austin East. They get them 3rd and long. Next day, it's a 70-yard run. He said it was opposite. We were watching them make the big plays on big downs.
I know. Hey, that's true, Coach. I mean, now a lot of those runs that Carcel had tonight, it was. I think one time it was 3rd and 13.
Yeah.
I think he had a 75-yard run, and then. I think one time it was 3rd and 10, and Tayshawn actually broke about a 60-yard run. So,
wow.
those just big plays for us.
Wow.
That's good. That's good. Well, that was a big win for you. Puts you in the driver's seat for possible region championship, but at least number 2. You know, and
well, we're guaranteed no lower than a 2 spot.
Well, that's right.
You know how it is when you got to play against the Tornadoes, but hey, you know we're in a position now to where we're going to have a home playoff game.
That's right.
And that's better than the alternative. You know, getting on a bus and driving to Upper East Tennessee, because I don't know how it's going to play out up there, but
right.
I know Johnson County is undefeated. I know them and GP have a meeting here in a couple of weeks, but it's always special, man, to get get a home playoff and let your home crowd see you in the playoffs. So I was thankful for that win tonight, man. It was a huge region win for us on the road.
Right. And knowing everything that went on last year and the things your program's been through, and you and I, Scotty and Stanton, we all talked about this year coming into this year. Everybody's like, oh no, but you've been able to do what you do, Coach, and put a team out there that's competitive, tough, and looking to win.
Well, we just every week, we go out and try to get better, and just go practice, try to get better, and try to go into each game thinking that we're going to at least be able to compete. And it didn't start off as well this year. We lost that opener to Harriman, but we've been able to come back and win some key games, and that's big for us, man. Just trying to, we got a lot of young kids. We got 2 freshmen starting on the offensive line, and another freshman starting at linebacker. So we're just, those guys are trying to get better every week. We just try to do a good job of coaching them up, and nothing else, man. Trying to go out there and play hard and play physical. Because if you play hard and play physical, I don't care who you're playing against. It's going to give you a fighting chance to win a game.
Yes,
absolutely. Well, Coach, I'm excited about your playoff run, and especially having a home game, because I was at that game when you guys played Oliver Springs. Oliver Springs had you guys pin up. Then you scored, and you cut them daggone lights on, and you shut them down from there. So those lights is going to be a game changer, and I like the lights, Coach. I like and the all blue. Turn the field blue. I like that too, Coach.
Hey, well, I appreciate it, man, and I'm looking. Obviously, we've got 2 more games left, and we're looking forward to being able to compete in those games. But anytime you make the playoffs, man, it's anytime you can extend your season, it's special. Whether it be 1 game in the playoffs or 3 or 4, it's anytime you make the playoffs, man, it's been a above average year. I'll say that, and I can't wait to get that home playoff game, whether it's as a first place team or a second place team. To get that home playoff game, man, it's going to be Blue Bayou down here on Friday night.
Well, I tell you what, Coach, you got the OEB Law Game of the Week coming up versus McMinn Central. It's going to be broadcast live here on BBB TV, Xfinity Channel 1086. Kickoff is at 7:30. Tell us what the preparation for McMinn Central is going to be.
Well, McMinn Central, man, they got a good football team.
Very good.
They had a good football team last year. They got a really, really good quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
He's really good. Maybe the best throwing quarterback that we'll see all year. Physical up front. They run a lot of veer.
Mm-hmm.
Run a lot of veer right at you. So we got our hands cut out, man. But again, it's a game that I know right now sitting here that, we're going to be able to go in and compete. Not necessarily, I don't know if we'll win it, but we'll be able to go in that game. And with our running attack and how physical we are, we'll be able to go in that game and compete and give ourselves a chance to win. And it's at Dr. Nat Sugarman, so I always like it when we get a home game. So excited for Friday night, man. And I know it'll be on the tube. I always enjoy those guys coming over and broadcasting their game, giving our kids some exposure. So I look forward to that next Friday night.
Well, if I got any suggestions for you, Coach, don't just wait till you score to turn them lights on. Do it on 3rd down when they got the ball. Do it on 4th down when they got the ball. Make sure them lights is a big factor for you guys, because the kids love it, the fans love it, and it is an intimidating factor for those who haven't seen those lights.
And Coach, you got
I I have to take my light guy out for some wings or something next week.
Oh, yeah,
Squared
the
away,
wings.
man.
Hey, Coach, you got to do the opposite, old Teddy Pendergrass. Turn on the lights.
Turn on the lights.
Lights right there. Turn them on. Turn 'em on.
We got the camera. Turn the lights on, Coach.
That's right. Turn them on, baby. Turn them on.
Congratulations, Coach. I hate saying it, and it hurts me, but I'm going to say congratulations.
Well, I appreciate it, Coach. I know you're a road runner at heart, and hey, that's okay, man. You be proud the way they played. They played hard tonight.
Yes.
They just got outmanned there at the end. But again, hard playing football team, and they're gonna be all right, man. They're gonna be okay. I still think they're gonna be able to beat Scott and Union and make the playoffs. So I'm rooting for them.
Thanks, Coach.
That's what's up,
All right,
Coach.
hey, y'all have a good weekend,
All
man.
right,
Thank
you do as well. Thank you, Coach Spanky. That's what's up, man. 2,800.
Yes, MLK, 2,800.
2,800.
The Hill.
And I didn't know Marcel Whitehead was from that area. I can name so many kids in so many different places.
Grace. Grace. Bearden.
It's more.
Central.
It's more.
We keep going. Catholic.
Fulton. I mean,
South Door. South
Door. Yeah. South Door. It's just so many different kids that are out of box, right? Legally, but they're out of box. But if they was in that box, Stan Steven will have a lot more to work with. But this is going to build pride for the community. This is going to build structure for the community. What did you always talk about on Graham's Gridiron Guidance? Those teams that have it. It was the Marivilles. You know, the Clinton was building it when Coach Keith was there.
You build it from the ground, and you build a culture. You know, someone was talking the other day. You know, they was talking about the kids in the NIL. You know, and I would say this on this forum that what a parent decides for their family is for them, you know. And they were talking about the NILs and opportunities that's out there, and someone said, Coach, we can't compete with these schools and NILs. How can you compete with that?
Right.
And I said, you compete with culture. Because no matter how much money you offer me to play,
right,
I was going to come down those steps at Blankenship Field.
Period.
I would have rather come down those steps at Blankenship Field. You couldn't offer me money.
Right.
To walk down there with John Spradlin, Stan Cooper, Bernard Douglas, all the guys I grew up as a kid playing the Valley versus Departments.
Right.
You know, so you build it with culture, and you have to understand that in all things there's phases and there's growth.
Right.
And my pastor always said you can't discount delay. It's not going to happen right now or when you see it. But when it happens, that means it's prepared to happen.
Right.
So you prepare yourself to be successful. You go out there. Austin East scored 35 points. I don't know how many points they done scored the whole year. You know, their whole season.
Maybe.
I don't think they scored that many points counting every game.
Yeah.
So there's growth. And Coach Pankey says something, and it's just not Austin East. You talk about with Wartburg Central with Coach Hoot.
Right.
You know, you these guys are still coming. The thing that you can tell about program building is when you look at it, I would ask Coach Gibson, how many players did you start with? How many players did you finish with?
Right.
If that's close, you're winning.
Right.
You know, and in time it'll build, you know. And Coach Pankey had a tragic situation. Coming into this season, he lost some guys, had a lot of young guys coming in and going to have to play a role.
Right.
And he's playing a tough schedule, and he came in and he's building it. And a lot of that has to do with the history of that program.
No doubt.
And just their mindset. You know, like Pittsburgh Steelers are tough.
Yes.
You know, every year they're going to be tough.
Yes.
So if you play them, you're going to get hit and they're going to be tough. That's why I see the Kingstons. That's why I see the Coalfield.
Yeah.
That's why I'm starting to see Oliver Springs.
Right.
You know,
right.
So it's a building process, and you just have to be patient with the process, but have a sense of urgency to keep the process moving. I mean, I might have to go to these little league games a little more.
Right.
That means I might have to stay and go to the middle school basketball games and hang out. That means I need to find out who's doing these 7-on-7 and training these kids and make sure they know that I'm part of it.
Right.
And I want to know because I know these kids are coming to me.
Right.
That means I'm in your school and to school, seeing what kids are doing and talking to them. That means I'm at my school, making sure that we're doing it socially outside of the school, make sure we're doing it in the school academically to give these kids opportunity, so where I can't give you an NIL, but I can give you an opportunity to go to the next level.
Right.
All right, and that's how you build that culture.
Right. The guru, huh? If anybody knows it, the guru. Yeah. That's it, though.
That's it. You have to have something for, and and I know Stanton's a prideful person. Coach Stevens is a prideful person, and he's gonna gut it out. Another close friend of mine, Coach Tillman, is a prideful person. We love that place.
Right.
We love that place. So I understand. It's tough because Stan Stevens and Coach Tillman come from Oak Ridge.
Yeah.
And we have an understanding of what we are here. We don't fear no one.
That's right.
We are the ones. That's the way we were brought up, and that's the way we think. So it's going to happen. It's going to happen for them. A lot of these programs, I think it's going to happen for Oak Ridge. I believe in Coach Rain. I know it's tough. You're in the New York media in a little town called Oak Ridge.
Yeah.
Just keep building. It's going to be there. Get to the playoffs and build for the playoffs. Build your team to be strong in the playoffs, because the playoff season is different than the regular season.
Period.
And that's what a lot of coaches don't have to learn.
Right, no doubt. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. Guys, we're going to take a small break. If you have any highlights, make sure you send those in. News at bbbtv12.com. That's news at bbbtv12.com. We're going to finish up on the Clinton, Oak Ridge, Corns, Campbell County, Lenoir City region. We're going to finish up on that. And I'm going to talk just a little bit about the TSSAA and the rankings. Reclassifications. Oak Ridge is going up. Wartburg's going down. What is this going to do for these programs, guys? And then we'll end with a little college football.
Okay.
All right, so we'll end with a little college football. Guys, stay tuned in. If you're watching, please make someone aware. Please share. We thank you for supporting the Free Medical Clinic Friday Night Scoreboard. Hang tight. We'll be right back.
Over 14,000 neighbors live in fear of becoming sick or injured and having to make a choice between putting food on the table or seeking medical care. The Free Medical Clinic tries to take that fear away.
What do we help them with? We help them with diabetes, hypertension, any kind of medical need that they need that's necessary. And being in a community with the African American community lets them know that we're here.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores, and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies' boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
At Ferris, we want you to get the most out of your time and end each day feeling good. That's why we pioneered exclusive lawnmower suspension technology, allowing for full-speed mowing, even over the roughest terrain. Grow your business by getting more done in less time with Ferris. Ferris. Work hard, feel good. Found exclusively at independent Ferris dealers.
What does strength in numbers mean to you? At Covenant Health, it means we see nearly 2.2 million visits annually. It means our 13,000 dedicated experts are all working together for a common goal. With over 150 locations throughout East Tennessee, you'll always find an open door to care, because we are committed to being the first, best, and strongest choice for the one number who matters most. You. Covenant Health. Let our strength be yours.
1 in 7 people will need a blood transfusion during their life. That's 1 person every 2 seconds receiving a life-saving product. At Medic Regional Blood Center, we are the primary blood provider for 25 hospitals in 23 East Tennessee and southeastern Kentucky counties. Started in 1958, Medic has been serving Knoxville and the surrounding areas for 66 years. For 1 hour of your time, you can save a life. Visit medicblood.org for more information on blood donation.
To me, being an attorney means more than practicing just law. It means pulling alongside my clients and being their partner. It means keeping my clients informed through the legal process, which can be overwhelming. At OEB Law, we stand with you because communication is key.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
I wanted to continue my education after high school, but my family and I didn't think we could afford it. Then I found out that Roane State has the options to make college possible. Now I'm pursuing my dreams and will make my family and community proud.
Kathy Mae Martin has been making real estate dreams a reality for over 3 decades. Buying or selling real estate is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. Choosing the right realtor is next. Thinking of buying or selling? Call Kathy Mae Martin at Coldwell Banker Jim Henry & Associates for all your real estate needs. Rest assured, with Kathy's knowledge and experience, you will be on the winning team.
Welcome back to the free medical clinic. Scoreboard Friday night with the guru here himself, Coach Kwayu Graham. And guys, I want to let you know that the free medical clinic, don't forget that right here in the city of Oak Ridge on December 31st, the free medical clinic will do a New Year's countdown. So they'll do a New Year's countdown. Live bands, J Storm, and Fairview Union, fireworks, T-Cat, Herman Ball Drop, food trucks, and fireworks. It's free. Make sure you mark it on your calendar. So the free medical clinic not only hosts this show, to make sure they do all kind of other stuff. So, so shout out to the free medical clinic for what they do. We've mentioned before there's over 14,000 people in Anderson, Roane, and Morgan County that's uninsured. They will help you with your insurance needs. It's no cost to them. Over $7.2 million that they're going to do in free medical clinic, and that's just this year. And this year is almost over. It's almost Christmas time. You done started Christmas shopping?
Oh man, not necessarily. I just Christmas shop for my grandbabies. Yeah, that's it. My kids is just I hand them what they need, but just Christmas shop for my grandbabies now.
I do it for my daughter, but my older boys, they got to work. And whatever money they get, they can go buy whatever they want for Christmas.
I like that, baby. I should have. We always can learn.
Well, welcome back to the Free Medical Clinic Friday night scoreboard show. It costs the Free Medical Clinic $125 per patient, per appointment, but turned that into over a $600 value worth of medical care. So, again, free medical clinic. they're the plug. I always talk about you, the plug. I tell everybody, you the plug. If you want to go somewhere, prove something and get something to Coach Graham, because he the plug. He might be able to get you to the next level. But the free medical clinic is the plug to keep yourself healthy.
Gotcha.
They're
That's
the
right.
plug to
That's
keep
true.
yourself healthy. So shout out to the free medical clinic and what they do. We talked about Oak Ridge, Corns, Campbell County, Clinton, Lenoir City, all in the same little bracket there in their region. 2-0 Oak Ridge is. Lenoir City,
it's 2-0.
2-0. Clinton has a win over Campbell County.
Right.
They lost to Lenoir City.
Oak Ridge, they're 1-2.
1-2.
Yeah.
Corns, who is a really good Corns team this year, just knocked off Campbell County.
Right.
Lost to Oak Ridge, which I expected that to be a better game than what it was. Oak Ridge blew them out. That was pretty bad.
And they lost to Lenoir City.
And they lost to Lenoir City.
I'm thinking yes.
Yeah. So right now it's looking like Lenoir City and Oak Ridge is in the forefront.
They're both undefeated.
Right. And Clinton still has that opportunity to still be in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. Clinton should be in the playoffs, and Corn should be in the playoffs because Corn's beat Campbell County tonight. The two bottom teams have already beat Campbell County.
Right.
And now, if Campbell County would have beaten Lenoir City and then beaten Oak Ridge,
right,
they could have been in. But Lenoir City has already beaten Campbell County, and Clinton has already beaten Campbell County.
Right.
And I think Corns has beaten Campbell County tonight. I think they beat them tonight. So Campbell County is 0-3.
Right.
The best Campbell County can do is be 1-3. All right. Clinton is the worst Clinton can be is 1-3.
Right.
But that one win came against
Campbell County.
So that'll put them out.
So it's pretty much going to be hard for Campbell County to reach that playoff round at this point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think they've already played 3 region games. I think.
Right.
If not, and they still have another 2 region games, they can, of course, Clinton can determine if they 3 or 4 when they play Corns.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And that's next week.
That's next week, I think so.
Yeah, next week.
But if Clinton beats Corns, it doesn't matter anyway because head-to-head, Corns beat Campbell County.
Right.
If Corns beat Clinton, Clinton beat
Campbell County.
Right.
Gotcha. So it looks like that run is going to be the push for home field advantage is Lenoir City.
Right.
Versus
Lenoir City and Oak Ridge.
Oak Ridge. So next
both
week,
of those teams should have home field advantage if it works itself out the way it's supposed to.
Gotcha.
If whoever, at least for the first round, whoever wins that game will have it first and second. I think this year, because sometimes it goes by where the brackets lie.
Right.
So I'm almost certain it's the first and second if you're the number 1 seed.
Gotcha. On the other side of that, who is it? West, Powell, Halls, Heritage, and Central.
Ooh.
That is a tough side.
Yes. Yes.
And Halls is playing great football this year. Heritage is on the bottom of that. So I was assume that they would be the one pushed out. Central is one of those teams that you probably don't want to play.
Yeah, they're dangerous.
Yeah.
They're dangerous.
Yeah.
They're very dangerous.
Yeah. West, Powell sitting at the top of the list there. Then you have Halls, Central, and then Heritage. So going to be interesting. Going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
And the thing is with that, they go up north. They have to go north. And Sevier County is for real.
Oh, yeah.
Sevier County is for real.
Oh, yeah.
Down south, which Oak Ridge will play the down south team. McMinn County is not the same McMinn County. They lost a lot of players. But Ray County
is
not a bad team. Walker Valley is not a bad team.
Right.
So the best team I think Walker Valley actually beat Ray County. It's strange how they always beat each other.
Right.
But this region will have to go down south to that region. And the thing is, I think the teams Corns. Now with Bishop, I go with Corns against anybody.
Yeah,
but
shout out to Bishop.
And Corns has done a great. They have much improved team. They look the part.
Yeah.
They surprised me against Oak Ridge as well.
Yeah.
So
I thought I didn't expect them to win by any shot. Right. I just expected a way better game because they came out firing.
They did. They've
been really good. Yeah.
Right.
So excited to see what they do, what they come up with. Corns, proud of those guys because they're normally bottom tier, right? They're normally bottom tier. So, but shout out to Lenore City.
Yes, Old Scott.
Old Scott Cummins, former Oak Ridge football coach.
Yes.
And he's going to have his chance to come back and fight.
He's been licking his chops for this for a while.
And they go to Lenore City this year. Oak Ridge does.
Oh, so I might go to that game just to be messy.
Yeah. Well, our next week's game is versus Bearden, non-region.
Right.
Those guys are in 6A. Right. So non-region. So no matter what happens there, whatever happens. Now I love Josh Jones and I love Bearden and I love. I'm not going to say the culture that he's building because they're not there yet. All right, they're gelling with kids who've never played with each other before. Right. Some of them have played with each other in Little League, whatever, but he's pulling them in. So the culture is to build. I don't think it's sort of a culture yet, right? Mm-hmm. And I love their fan base. I hate those steps. I hate the stadium.
Yeah. Well,
Oak Ridge is going there next week. So win or lose, it really doesn't matter. However, the next two games are going to be important, and that's going to be Lenore City. That's going to be Campbell County. Right. I just got word that I don't know truth, so I don't want to spread any misinformation, but it seems that Will may be out for the season, and Jarrell Jimerson has suffered an injury as well. We don't know how long Jarrell will be out, but those are the two top receivers, and I'm not saying they're the best receivers, but they are the two leading receivers for Oak Ridge High School right now. Right. So going into the playoffs, they're going to have to find somebody to replace a Will. Right. They're going to have to, hopefully Jarrell comes back, and he's healthy because he returns those balls too. And he has, I think he wears stickums or something.
He's a player.
Yes.
He's a player.
He is a very athletic guy. So interesting to see how Clinton is going to respond going toward the playoffs. They have a good quarterback in Jalen Benjamin. Yes. And I know Coach Don Coker's out there doing his thing with his wide receiver, Bryson Maddox, one of the best wide receivers in the state.
Yeah, special.
So with Will being hurt, things are going to shake up, and it's going to be interesting going into
it. Will be. It will be. First of all, prayers for Will and all the players. Jimerson, that kid's close to my heart. Prayers to all these guys, and hope they can heal themselves up. I think Maddox was hurt.
Really?
Yes, with the Clinton game. So hope everybody heals up and hopefully they get a chance to play.
Yeah, no doubt. So, we wrapped up all that. We figured out what we think is going to happen, and we're anxious to see the biggest game that's going to come through, and that's Alva Springs versus Cofield.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's the most exciting game around East Tennessee coming up.
Yes.
Do you know of any other games that's it's going to have such a momentum shift as that game?
That game, for me, is a game that I would really like to see. Two good teams, two fine, well-coached teams. You can say that now.
Thursday night game.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that game. That's the big one for me.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And for it to be, Mark Packard, to say we're going to put Alva Springs and Cofield on TV.
Well, that may be messed up. They should keep it with BBB. No, Mark's my partner, business partner, and
well, BBB does have a great production. I love watching their games. If anybody was watching Clary's, it was choppy the whole night.
Or was it?
It was. Now the voice wasn't choppy, but the video was just. But you didn't see a play the whole game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was very choppy. So shout out to BBB, OEB Law, who sponsors those games. Shout out to those guys. So it's
old
pretty,
classmate.
Yeah,
Elrod.
Yeah, old Elrod, his old classmate. Matter of fact, I talked to Elrod, and he said he talked about you.
Yeah.
We had lunch together. We
Good
talked
guy.
business, and so he is. So shout out to Tim Elrod at OEB Law. If you guys need a lawyer, there you go. They stand behind you and communicate very well. So OEB Law is a great way to go on that end. So let's talk about some college football, Coach.
Let's do it.
I want to talk about something nobody ever talks about, and it's because I think you have a little bit more insight.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us what's going on in Colorado.
Colorado, they're trying to build. We talked about the word culture. They're trying to build a culture. They have some things. They brought in coaches, and I think it takes a while. If you coach, this is your expertise. If you coach 10U,
right,
for years,
right,
then you go back down to 8U. Though you're very successful as a 10U coach,
right,
the way you communicate, you have to adapt. Okay. If you get what I'm saying, you got a lot of NFL coaches, a lot of high qualified coaches, and they're coming down to a different arena.
Right. And
it's the communication, and that's the key. For me with Colorado, I think that you have to pick your poison, kind of like in high school. I'm trying to get my kids to college. Right. I'm trying to get my kids to NFL. Well, sometimes that suffer because you're getting kids to college, may not putting together a good high school football team.
Right.
Sometimes trying to get kids in pro, not putting together a good college football team.
Right.
Yes, playing man-to-man all day show that they have skill set to play DB,
right,
but it's tough to defend the run when you're doing that all day.
Absolutely.
And teams can, those smart coaches in college,
yeah,
they can manipulate formations and put you in situations when I know what you're going to be in. When I'm trying to show my quarterback can throw the ball and I got these great receivers and I can't run the football,
right,
then teams can defend the pass with a cover 2 shell type stuff, play underneath coverages, and it's hard for them to have time to find guys to throw,
right,
which has to hold the ball, which now my pass rush is going with guys that were second-tier guys, even though they came from Alabama or major colleges. They were still second-tier guys that started on your offensive line.
Right.
So I think they figured that out. And I think now they're able to understand, we might get 2 yards. We might only have 115 yards rushing, but our ability to rush force teams to defend us in a different way.
Gotcha.
All right, now they have to, they are going to run the ball.
Right.
And they may get 3 yards, but we have to defend that, which gives I think he's a great quarterback and some dang good receivers, spacing.
Right.
And defensively. They play man-to-man. They play in zone. They mixing up. The interception that Hunter had on where he dove and got it,
yes,
they were in a zone.
Yes.
They thought he was in a man because what the quarterback should have done if he noticed they were in a zone was throw the deep ball that went right by him.
Right.
But when he went with that guy and then stopped because he was in a zone, he thought that was going to be wide open because nobody covered. He was able to pick it. So it's little things like that, but they're maturing.
Yeah.
They're maturing as a program.
No doubt, no doubt. So now I'm going to flip and come on home, go to the SEC.
Okay.
I want to talk about how great of a team the Kentucky Wildcats are.
Kentucky is building on defense, and they're overall SEC is so much parity that it truly is a game on what you do and what you're good at, what you're weak at.
Right.
Kentucky can beat this team because of this. South Carolina can beat, Ole Miss, Alabama, Vanderbilt, the things that they do. So it's so much parity in the SEC that you're getting a bunch of good football. Everyone is, so it's about styles, and Kentucky's style will give some teams trouble.
Yeah, they almost knocked off Georgia.
Yeah.
I mean, very close to beating Georgia, and they've been any loss that they've had, they was right there in the ball game.
But I think they lost to South Carolina, or somebody, so they are scary. They're one of those teams that's scary to play.
Absolutely. You spoke about Vandy. Vandy knocking off Alabama, who just beat Georgia the week before. Let's talk about that Vanderbilt game.
Styles, like I said, it's a style game. What they were doing, the way they run the ball, the things they were doing, is kind of not typical of today's college football.
Right.
Zone read, RPOs off of it, mesh routes, things offensively. They did something that was different. Right. I could give an example in high school. I hated playing a team like Ray County or Catholic. You want me to tell you why? Because of what they did offensively. Right. I hate playing the Price Twins because of what they do offensively. Right. I may have more talent around them, but what they do is tough stylistically to what I'm used to.
Right.
So either I adapt, and if you don't adapt quick enough, you know, these kids are top athletes, you know. Yes. They can beat you. And I think Alabama, when you have an offensive-minded coach, he focuses more offensively. Not that, I mean, he's a head coach.
Right.
But you got to understand, Alabama, because that wasn't the only game that they were exposed.
Yeah.
They ended up beating the team. It wasn't a Power 5. It was another, I can't think of who it was.
Right.
They ended up winning the game by a couple touchdowns, but it was a dog fight to maybe South Florida or somebody like that.
Yeah.
But when you look at the game, defensively, they've been under the same tutelage for years. Coach Saban.
Yes.
So their players were accustomed to certain things. Right. Now, when offensive changes and your head coach's offense, it's easier to manipulate offense than defenses, because defense is always an mental adjustment to where this formation means this.
Right.
All right. And so, real quickly, I'll just say this: the defense coordinator, great coordinator.
Yeah.
But he's not as far as skill and ability. He's not Saban in regards to how I'm going to adjust in the game, how I communicate. That takes time to build.
Absolutely. Florida, Tennessee. And before you get off on it, I was shocked how Tennessee dropped the ball against Arkansas last week. I predicted they would win. I knew it was going to be a great game. I didn't expect Tennessee to completely drop the ball with a young quarterback in Nico, however. But Tennessee, Florida, it's hard for a Tennessee fan to throw all their money in one hat losing that game. What do you expect from this week from Tennessee?
Well, first of all, the Arkansas game was very predictable. Once again, styles. If you watch what Oklahoma was able to do later, when they had a quarterback that's a little more mobile,
yes,
they gave Tennessee trouble.
Yes, they did.
Defensively, now, Oklahoma has one of the greatest defense coordinators in college football, Coach Venable. What they were able to do defensively, I seen Nico uncomfortable, meaning that he hasn't had enough live bullets to make proper reads. Now, he may have graded out 100%, but he may not. It's some things that wasn't right, and he didn't look comfortable. All right, and overall, there was not enough splash plays. They did a great job of forcing Tennessee to drive. They both teams. Look at Oklahoma. Look at Arkansas. Both teams tackled well.
Yes.
All right. Both teams tackled well. So when you watch Arkansas play against, I forgot the game. It might have been Ole Miss. They played somebody that was a pretty good team the week before. And it was a dogfight. It was some hits. It was it was physical.
Yeah.
And they tackled well. So people would ask me, I said, this game going to be a close. Oh, you just don't like Tennessee? No, Tennessee, I want them to do well. Because it's well around the whole city when they do well.
Absolutely.
But this game is going to be a tough game stylistically, because they do tackle well.
Mm-hmm.
They have an older coach that is very good. They got 2 head coaches on their staff.
Wow.
You know, and the offense coordinator is one of the best offensive play callers.
Yes.
And so you knew that they could give Tennessee problems. And when you watch the Oklahoma game, Tennessee offense wasn't flattering. It wasn't.
No.
It wasn't. And when you, and I'm not going to say a gadget offense. They're good at what they do. They work at it. And I hate doing. I say that sometimes. I don't mean it in a negative way, but it's a gadget offense, meaning that it's unconventional, is what I should use. So when things are not clicking, you can't readjust.
Right.
We can't readjust.
Right.
Because that's what you do.
Exactly.
And you've been able to, the rabbit pop out of the hat.
Right.
Now no matter how much you turn it,
right,
it's not coming out anymore. So what do? You stuck with what you got.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. Florida game, Florida is improving. I don't think Florida offense will be able to move the ball against Tennessee's defense. Like I say, they're one of the top 5 defenses in college football.
Period.
Offensively, it's all about rhythm and flow. If that offense gets in rhythm and flow, I can equate it to this. You know, our teams back when we were growing up were run and gun.
Yes.
And then a team could pull it out and play. When Tennessee running and gunning,
yes.
I don't care who you are, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, it don't matter. You're in trouble.
Absolutely.
But when I can pull it out and make you play defense, and slow it down, you got to go to a half court offense.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by that. But I don't think Florida will be able to move the ball, and the more chances you give that type of offense,
right.
Think of it as a running gun.
Absolutely.
They're going to get layups and score.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well said, Coach. Well said. The guru, Coach Kwayu Graham. Coach, thanks for joining the show tonight.
Thanks for having me. Proud of you. Proud of the opportunity that you have and took, and you elevate and keep elevating and keep doing what you're doing. Research. Keep researching, find out what you need to do to make it better, and let's make this bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, you know, and have BBB a station, you know, keep pushing, keep moving forward, and keep doing what you're doing, giving these guys exposure around, because nobody else will. You even got Jesse Smitty, and I even seen Mark Packer on a BBB show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's working. Keep doing what you're doing. Very proud of you. Know me. You know, recruiting and everything else, I always stay on the backside, but I watch and proud of what you're doing, man.
Well, guys, for those that don't know, Coach Kwayu talked to me last year before football season, said, hey, Brad wants me to do a show. I'm going to call it Graham's Gridiron Guidance. Will you be my co-host? I didn't know what co-host meant. I think I came in and tried to be the host of the show.
No.
But prior to talking, he's like, and I don't care what happens. I want you to make the best of this situation and take it wherever it goes. And
this is what you want. I think I said something like, this is what you aspire to do.
Yeah.
I can just see it, and I think you'll be good at it. Is what I said.
It is. And I was able to gain trust from Brad and have my own show, Exigent Sports. But without Coach Kwayu inviting me to Graham's Gridiron Guidance right here on BBB Communications, that wouldn't happen. So, again, I thank you all for your support. The guru himself, thank you for coming in.
Guru.
Definitely the guru. Thank you for coming in, guys. It's been great. The Free Medical Clinic, Friday Night Scoreboard. Don't forget, McMinn Central at Kingston. The OEB game of the week is going to be live on BBB TV on Xfinity. You can watch it on 1086. Also, you can watch it streamed on Facebook as well as YouTube. Also, if you have a Roku TV or a Fire TV, go ahead and download Boxcast. All you have to do is, once you download Boxcast, is look up BBB Communications. We'll pop right up, and you can also watch those games there. The game will be aired Friday, October 18th. It's going to start at 7 o'clock. Kickoff is at 7:30. You don't want to miss pregame. Pregame is always awesome. Some great information coming in so you can get to know who a McMinn Central is or Kingston is. But again, it's on BBB TV channel 1086, and it will replay on Saturday, Monday, and Tuesday. So the replays on BBB TV 1086 Xfinity will replay on Saturday, Monday, and Tuesday. Guys, make sure that you tune in. Guys, we appreciate you showing up. Appreciate you, Coach, for showing up.
Oh yeah. And Kingston and Coach Panky, turn on the lights like KDP.
Those lights is going to be the difference maker.
Turn them
on. It's going to be an intimidating factor. But, guys, make sure you tune into that. We appreciate you showing up. Go ahead and make someone aware. Please share. And until next Friday, Cox should be back in the building. Derek Jett should be back in the building. And if Coach Kwayu is available, we'll definitely get the guru back on here as well. Guys, have a blessed night.
Over 14,000 neighbors live in fear of becoming sick or injured and having to make a choice between putting food on the table or seeking medical care. The free medical clinic tries to take that fear away.
What do we help them with? We help them with diabetes, hypertension, any kind of medical need that they need that's necessary. And being in a community with the African American community lets them know that we're here.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
At Ferris, we want you to get the most out of your time and end each day feeling good. That's why we pioneered exclusive lawnmower suspension technology, allowing for full-speed mowing, even over the roughest terrain. Grow your business by getting more done in less time with Ferris. Ferris. Work hard, feel good. Found exclusively at independent Ferris dealers.
1 in 7 people will need a blood transfusion during their life. That's 1 person every 2 seconds receiving a life-saving product. At Medic Regional Blood Center, we are the primary blood provider for 25 hospitals in 23 East Tennessee and southeastern Kentucky counties. Started in 1958, Medic has been serving Knoxville and the surrounding areas for 66 years. For 1 hour of your time, you can save a life. Visit medicblood.org for more information on blood donation.
To me, being an attorney means more than practicing just law. It means pulling alongside my clients and being their partner. It means keeping my clients informed through the legal process, which can be overwhelming. At OAB Law, we stand with you because communication is key.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We built our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
What is strength when you're battling cancer? Is it a shoulder to lean on? A voice of hope? Is it confidence in the most available care options? Or is it unmatched expertise answering your hardest questions? Giving you the courage to move forward. At Covenant Health, we think it means all of this and more. For you. Let our strength be yours.
I wanted to continue my education after high school, but my family and I didn't think we could afford it. Then I found out that Roane State has the options to make college possible. Now I'm pursuing my dreams and will make my family and community proud.
Fact that 1924 was the year that Harriman and Rockwood started a streak of annual games that would become the longest running consecutive high school football series in the state of Tennessee. That's right, for 100 straight years, Tigers and Blue Devils have suited up and played the old game of tackle the guy with the weird oblong-shaped ball. And it was fun long before I was born. If you break the results down by who won each decade, it was dead even up until 2010. Rockwood has dominated since Y2K, and I mean dominated. The Tigers have won 22 games to only 2 losses, and the scores really haven't been that close either. I'm not going to lie, it's kind of turned into a stinker. Why would I say this? I should be hyping this game, not giving you a reason to watch Frasier reruns or whatever your flavor is. Well, I'll tell you. We've reached a possible turning point that Harriman fans have been waiting for. Rockwood got the win last year, but it was only by a single point. It was 37-36. Harriman's also shown more promise this far into the season. I think most people are probably expecting the blue team to win tonight, just being honest. Rockwood's not going to take that lightly, though. 100 years ago, the Breakfast of Champions was introduced. 100 years later, we'll see who ate them. It's Harriman versus Rockwood in the longest consecutive running rivalry in Tennessee high school football, and it's brought to you by OEB Law. Day or night, 24/7, someone will be there to give you a free consultation and get to work on your case immediately. Call 865-546-1111 or visit that website full of helpful information. You know what it is, recintoacheck.com. That's OEB Law. I'm Aaron Harvey with the coach who will appear if you say his name 3 times in the mirror. That's how we got him for this gig. It's none other than Dan Shoemaker. Coach, what more needs to be said?
Well, you know, Aaron, this is the oldest continuous rivalry in the state. And for those of us who are on the outside looking in, it may be just another ball game. But to both of these teams, to both of these communities, this is something more. I kind of married into this because my wife is a Harriman grad, and she knows what this is about. My dear friend Larry Davis, who coached at Rockwood and now coaches at Rockwood with John Webb, he's been on that side of it as well. They know what this one's about. Throw out all the records. This one is for pride and for bragging rights.
That's Dan Shoemaker. I'm Aaron Harvey. You know, the TSSAA released its new classification numbers this week, so we'll talk about that. Let you know what's going on around the area, and, of course, we'll preview our game tonight as well a little later on the OEB Law Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Tim Elrod. Over the years, you've heard us at OEB Law say, let us turn your wreck into a check. We still do that for many families, but I want to take the time to go beyond the slogan. I think I've learned over the years, and more every day, that the most important thing for an attorney to understand is the value of being a partner to you. When you and your family call an attorney, you're calling because you need some help. You need someone to pull alongside you and stand with you. We understand the process of the legal system. You probably don't. So it's our responsibility to keep you informed about every step of the process. You're going to have questions about what's going on. What's next? What do I need to know? Our responsibility is to guide you through the process with the information that you need, the answers to your questions, and the assurance that we have your back at OEB Law. You have my word. We stand with you because communication is key.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores, and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies' boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
Upgrade your home with stunning natural gas appliances from Oak Ridge Utility District. Enjoy 0% financing with approved credit and turn your dream kitchen into a reality. Call today for a free estimate. Get free delivery on all purchases and enjoy handsome incentives on our appliances. Free delivery, 0% financing, and impressive incentives makes now the perfect time to switch to affordable, safe, and reliable natural gas. Don't wait. Choose Oak Ridge Utility District, your affordable energy choice. Call now or visit our website to get started.
What does strength in numbers mean to you? At Covenant Health, it means we see nearly 2.2 million visits annually from over 700,000 patients who receive hope and healing. It means our 13,000 dedicated experts are all working together for a common goal. It means completing more than 400,000 appointments for wellness and primary care, and serving 107,000 heart patients, along with those who their hearts beat for. It means providing 24,000 cancer patients with life-saving treatments and welcoming 8,000 babies into the world each year. With over 150 locations throughout East Tennessee, you'll always find an open door to care because we are committed to being the first, best, and strongest choice for the one number who matters most. You. Covenant Health. Let our strength be yours.
Welcome back to the OAB Law Game of the Week. Aaron Harvey, Dan Shoemaker again tonight. Tonight's game between Rockwood and Harriman isn't normally a region game, but thanks to reclassification, it became one a year ago. Oddly enough, half the teams in this region played last night. Coalfield beat Sunbright 34-0 in a game that took just about an hour and a half. Midway had almost an identical final score in a win against Greenback 35-0. This keeps Midway's hopes for a playoff berth alive as the Green Wave sits in 5th in Region 2.
Yeah, Thursday games give you some added prep time for the stretch run you're getting ready to make on those last 2 region games. Added to that, I'm sure we'll see some of those Thursday night game playing staffs checking out, doing their scouting work in these Friday night games. And I feel fairly certain that a lot of these Friday night coaching staffs were visiting other places Thursday if it really could help their chances there in this stretch run. You want to get an idea of what your opponent's doing, and seeing them play is much better than just watching film.
Yeah, for sure. Be able to scout in person. I do want to take one moment to mention that it is senior night here at Harriman, and from the broadcasting side of it, once you get about halfway through the year, we're in week 8 right now. Once you get about halfway through, every single game you go to is a senior night just about. So we see a lot of these, and you've been there, I've been there for these senior nights, and that adds another special element to the game for a lot of these players, because for a lot of them, it's the last time that they'll get to play on their home field in front of their home crowd.
Absolutely. Unless you make a big run in the playoffs and get to host a home game, this is probably the last time you'll get to play on this field. And if this is a Week 10 game, a lot of times it's the last time you get to put on the pads and go play.
Yeah.
Not everybody gets to go to that next level. These are special times for these young men and these band members and these cheerleaders and everybody else involved in this too. I mean, it's not just football. As far as players, there's a whole lot of stuff goes into this with cheerleaders and band and all of that, and this is their last time on this field tonight.
Yeah, certainly is. So I think before last week, we probably would have agreed that Bearden was one of the best teams in East Tennessee, and maybe they still are, but the Bulldogs were humbled a bit by Maryville, who made it look easy in a 62-28 dismantling. They got to put that behind them, though, because they're in Cleveland tonight, probably playing for a home playoff game. The Blue Raiders have taken care of business so far, with only a loss coming last week to out-of-state Charlotte Christian. But they've only played one region game. Whichever team wins tonight controls its own destiny for at least a number 2 seed come playoff time.
Yeah, I think Bearden really does have its hands full tonight, Aaron. The Blue Raiders are loaded with talent, led by a tailback named Isaiah Davis and a tight end named Sam Sarton. Their offense is pretty potent. They can score points by the bushel. Bearden, they've got their own capacity as well to score points. I think that Bearden will try to control the ball, the clock, and the game by pounding the football. To do that, Jason Thompson will have to carry the rock tonight, and he'll have to be efficient. If they can do that, Bearden may pull out the win that they need tonight.
Speaking of playoffs, the Oneida Indians are fighting for their playoff lives. They're 1-2 in the region with 6 teams. Realistically speaking, if the top 4 teams make the playoffs and there are 6 teams in the region, you would expect to need to win at least 2 games. The chance for a second comes tonight when Tellico Plains comes to the reservation. Win and you're in. Lose and you'll need help, but are likely out. A lot riding on that game tonight.
Yeah, the Tellico Plains Bears are traveling to Oneida in a big Region 2 2A matchup. Tellico does come off a big win last week, but will that momentum carry forward with them tonight? I don't know. Oneida does control their own destiny, but will have to play well on both sides of the ball. As you say, Aaron, if the Indians lose tonight, they will need a lot of help to get into the playoffs. Win, and they should be in.
Yeah, the Oneida Indians going to have to face a very, very good running back in Ryan Schaefer tonight in Oneida. That's a tough task for everyone who has played that young man so far this year. So we are at Wallace Blackfield here in Harriman, the 106th meeting for the 100th year in a row between Rockwood and Harriman, a region game, both these teams fighting for playoff seeding. So we will preview that a little bit later, and we'll also tell you about the classification numbers that came out from the TSSAA when we get back. This is the OAB Law Game of the Week.
All right, crew, let's get started. All right.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
In East Tennessee, our work heritage runs deep. For over a century, the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Union Local 102 has been part of the area's growth and prosperity. Don't sell yourself or your business short by hiring unskilled labor. Our cutting-edge labor training facility equips our members with the advanced skills needed to be the very best in the industry. Keep jobs local and the money in the state. At Local 102, we work tirelessly today to help build a better tomorrow for our community and our members.
1 in 7 people will need a blood transfusion during their life. That's 1 person every 2 seconds receiving a life-saving product. At Medic Regional Blood Center, we are the primary blood provider for 25 hospitals in 23 East Tennessee and southeastern Kentucky counties. Started in 1958, Medic has been serving Knoxville and the surrounding areas for 66 years. For 1 hour of your time, you can save a life. Visit medicblood.org for more information on blood donation.
Patterson's Appliances has been helping families like yours find quality home appliances from trusted brands including Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid for over 55 years. Our knowledgeable appliance specialists know how to outfit your kitchen or laundry room with the right appliances to meet your needs. We service what we sell with our own in-house factory-trained service technicians, and for the DIYers, our parts department is always ready to help customers find the appliance parts they need. Patterson's Home Appliances, because we care.
A college degree can't be earned in just one day, but can be achieved by doing our best together, just one day at a time. From getting a great start with your Roan State Success Coach, to learning together in the classroom, accessing free tutoring in the Learning Center, and working one-on-one with your instructors. Together, we succeed, one day at a time. Oh, and free tuition helps. So apply at roanstate.edu now, and let's succeed together.
Welcome back to the OAB Law Game of the Week. I'm Aaron Harvey with Coach Dan Shoemaker. Coach, Clinton 2-5 on the season. Sounds bad, right? Well, actually, the Dragons have a home game tonight against Lenoir City, and a winner of that game would likely be a Carnes win away from a home playoff game. Clinton's record is ugly, but the Dragons have played a brutal schedule, having faced Powell, Anderson County, West, and Cleveland. Most teams would be 2-5 with that gauntlet. I think this one will be one of the closest games in Tennessee tonight.
You know, Clinton has been fighting against a lot of things this year. Coach Hammock has done a good job of pulling that team together. We know about the controversy. I'm not going to talk about that. He's played out this schedule, and this team is in contention for a playoff spot. And with a little luck, Clinton could be hosting. While I think this will be a close game, I think Clinton will find a way to get the win tonight.
All right, so let's talk about the reclassification numbers that came out, because it will affect some teams in our area, but also a couple interesting notes. Remember Pearl Cone, that little team in Nashville? You know, that one that was the state runner-up in 2022 and champion in 2023 in 4A? Well, the Firebirds are poised for another deep postseason run in 4A this year, but next year they could be competing in 2A.
2A, wow.
Yes, that's a drop in 2 classifications. So how did that happen? Well, to explain it as simply as possible, the school should have been competing in 3A all along, but voluntarily moved up to 4A in the last classification period. Then it lost more than 100 students. I think it's reasonable to believe that they'll move up. Again, but I have a sneaking suspicion a 3A team in Blount County influenced that decision. If they stay in 2A, they'll avoid Alcoa and be the instant favorite to win next year's state championship. We'll see what happens there.
Yeah, you know, a lot of times that happens. I remember when Alcoa was 2A and we were playing them every year, and there was never a doubt who was going to win the region. When they moved to 3A, we were all so happy. Oh, we were so happy.
Poor Kingston.
Yeah, poor Kingston. Yeah, our blessing became their burden. So regions will be shuffled tonight, and they're going to be sorted into some kind of workable solution. Coaches are already thinking about schedules right now, though. When I was at Wartburg, I saw the Dogs move up into 2A in 94, and I saw us drop down again into the 1A, 2A / hybrid thing during the Z plan. Then move back up to 2A after I stepped down. We'll have to wait now to see how these regions will be drawn. The question that I have is what changes will we see? Who's going to move where? Because there's got to be some movement going on.
Yeah, I'm interested to see that as well. So Gordonsville, a team that Coalfield has seen in the playoffs a time or two, they're moving up to 2A, along with Union City, a team that beat Coalfield in a state championship game in 2014. Wartburg, the team that Coalfield opens its regular season with, is moving from 2A to 1A. Sorry to make the Coalfield connections, but I take the low-hanging fruit when I see it. The biggest question I have about this is, what do you do with Wartburg? Do you put them in Region 2, where there's already 8 teams? Do you move one of those teams out, like Greenback, who has competed in Region 1 before? Or do you do something drastic, like steal some teams from Region 2 and give them to Region 3 and 4? I only include that as a possibility because Region 4 is losing Gordonsville, and it only has 3 teams to start with. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, Region 2A has 8 teams. Will Wartburg be 9? Or will somebody be moving east, west, north? So I guess you can't move north, but south. It will be interesting. We used to plot every 2A school on the map when I was trying to figure out what the new regions would be in East Tennessee, and we tried to, kind of see how would you move here or there and try to predict what the TSSAA would be doing. I can't get that out tonight. Balance is always an important aspect. I used to get really frustrated when I would see those teams or those regions that would have 7, 8 teams, and you look out West Tennessee and you'll see other regions that would have 4 and 5. I always thought there should be a little more balance. The other big deal, I think, is travel distance. In Region 2A, the distance is from Oneida to Benton, Tennessee, which is down Polk County, and that's around 120 miles. That's a long way to go on a bus. It's over 2 hours, 2.5 hours each way. The crystal ball is really cloudy on making those predictions, but everybody is not going to be happy when this thing shakes out. I'll just go ahead and make that prediction. I feel confident on that.
Yeah, I started plotting the teams out on the state as much as I could, but that's a really tedious task. It's very hard to do. You have to have multiple resources. I didn't at the time, so I gave up on it and just tried figuring out the best I could. But, in Single A, Region 1, all those teams are up northeast. Region 2, they're kind of in the middle there. The Coalfield region, the Rockwood, Harriman, this is where they are. Region 3 is like the Chattanooga teams.
It's around Chattanooga, South Pittsburgh.
Yeah, South Pittsburgh.
Whitwell.
Yeah. But you go to Region 4, and that's Clay County and Gordonsville. Gordonsville's going to be gone. Clay County is up northwest, right on the Kentucky border, north of Cookeville. Exactly right. So I don't know. The regions are so spaced apart once you go from, 1, 2, and 3 are kind of together, but then 4 is really far away.
And then 5 is even a stranger-looking kind of gerrymandered thing, if you want to get into the political aspect of that. Trying to do voting districts and trying to do football regions is a similar kind of endeavor, I think.
Yeah. And you might have some politicking going on, some people trying to get in certain regions.
Oh, I guarantee it.
Yeah, so and that's about as close to gerrymandering as you can get, really. So
Absolutely.
So Oak Ridge, want to note, making the move from 5A to 6A. They were teetering right on the edge of 6A last round of classification, so it's not surprising. Heritage will take a step down from 5A to 4A, so that'll help Coach Joe Osavet in his journey to rebuild that program.
Yeah, I think Oak Ridge has some pieces in place to be able to make that step up. It will be a challenge for sure because that's some big boy football in 6A, and they'll be tested. But when you take that step up, you expect to be tested. Taking the step down for Heritage will probably lessen some of the intensity you see every week. but you have to be so careful that you don't lessen the expectations as well. So you don't want the expectations to drop when that level of competition drops. And I'm sure Coach Osavet knows all about that and has a plan to deal with that accordingly. But you don't want your team to say, oh, we were 5A last year, we're going to waltz through a 4A schedule, because we know who's in 4A.
Yeah.
And that ain't going to happen.
Doesn't always happen like that. We will take in our national anthem, and then we will go to break, and then we will preview our game tonight between Rockwood and Harriman. National anthem performed by the Harriman High School Marching Band. So that tells you, that's your cue. We are getting closer to kickoff, and we will preview this game when we get back. We are almost there, folks. About 7 minutes to kick off to your OAB Law Game of the Week.
Over 14,000 neighbors live in fear of becoming sick or injured and having to make a choice between putting food on the table or seeking medical care. The free medical clinic tries to take that fear away.
What do we help them with? We help them with diabetes, hypertension, any kind of medical need that they need that's necessary. And being in a community with the African American community lets them know that we're here.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
When the lights turn on and the game begins, you need a team you can rely on. Ray Varner Ford and Clinton's strong lineup of vehicles is crafted with the same dedication and hard work that drives our community. Step up your game in this 2025 Ford Explorer 4x4 Active, $46,529. 24 Ford Big Bend Bronco 4-door, $40,949. 24 Ford F-150 Super Crew 4x4 STX, $46,214.
Local you trust, performance you can afford. Ray Varner Ford, built for the game.
In 1921, Harriman and Rockwood did battle on the gridiron for the first time. They played again in 1922, but not in 1923. They resumed in 1924 and liked it so much they haven't stopped since. That means Harriman players and Rockwood players share something in common with every single player since 1924. The game and teams have changed a lot since then. Travis Tapp has led the Blue Devils into this rivalry since 2003. John Webb has done the same for the Tigers since 1996. It's fitting that the two coaches with the longest running tenures in this region are doing it in the longest running rivalry in the state. Lately, Rockwood has had a long running tradition of beating Harriman, but that might be changing.
The Blue Devils have taken a major step up this season, and they almost won a year ago, falling just a single point short. Couple that with the emergence of running back Grayson Christ, and the fans have a good reason to be excited about tonight's game. Christ has over 1,200 yards and 15 touchdowns. That puts him among the leaders in the state in all classifications.
You know, the game last year was a nail-biter that came down to just a few key plays that could have gone either way. This year, these teams are on a little bit different trajectory. The Blue Devils, they're on the uptick with great play coming from Price and Anderson. That offensive line is a year older and a year better. Defensively, they've been pretty solid most of the year. Rockwood is trying to put some pieces together after some key injuries and are fighting to remain eligible for playoff consideration tonight.
If Christ coming at you isn't enough, he's also the leading receiver on the team, and quarterback Cam Anderson is the second leading rusher. This is truly a tandem that you have to stop to win, but no one is doing any good at it so far.
Well, Tellico Plains had a good game plan last week, and it worked for them. They tried to take the air out of the game. They slowed down the Blue Devils by keeping the Blue Devil offense off of the field. And they were able to control tempo that way. I imagine Rockwood has studied that film very closely and will try to do something similar tonight. Limiting the number of Harriman offensive snaps will be to the Tigers' advantage tonight for sure.
And, of course, that's a lot easier to do when you have a running back like Ryan Schaefer, like Tellico Plains did last week. This Rockwood team, they're young, and we've seen a lot of promise from this young team, and it seems to improve every single week. However, freshman quarterback Aiden Amonette has been lost for the season, and his handle of the offense probably had a lot to do with that improvement. But next man up. This is still a smash-mouth football team that will try to wear you out as the game moves along. If it gets into the fourth quarter, the Tigers have you exactly where they want you.
Yeah, the next man up is always tough for 1A football because the depth issue is always going to be there with you. It really becomes a numbers game sometimes. Having an experienced quarterback is always a plus. We know that. But tonight, I think Coach Webb will rely on the run game. Last week, sophomore Adrian Darby had a breakout game with 2 touchdowns and over 200 yards on 15 carries. Rockwood uses a trio of running backs and will rotate carries among all 3 of them. If they can shorten this game, Rockwood will have a chance at the end of this thing.
So it's that time again as the captains come on to midfield right on the H, or, it looks like an I depending on where you're sitting.
I guess your perspective.
It's all about perspective. Dr. Dan, it's time for your do's and your don'ts.
The do's and don'ts tonight, I think, for Harriman is pretty simple. Get the ball on the edge, utilize the speed, get Rockwood off schedule and off of the field offensively. For Rockwood, I think you got to pound the rock and control the clock. I'm a poet there, aren't I?
I like it.
Pound the rock and control the clock. And I think Rockwood's also going to have to lean on some defense tonight to get some key stops in this game.
So there you have it. Dr. Dan's do's and don'ts. And the coin toss has taken place. Rockwood has won it, and they want the football.
They want the ball.
All right, talk about Coach John Webb's decision there to take the ball first.
Well, I think he wants to limit the number of opportunities that Harriman has. He wants to get this ball and get about, a 10, 12, 14-play drive rolling and take the air out of the ball game, so to speak. So I definitely agree with that call tonight.
So Rockwood